Hello. And welcome back to the channel. Mein Name ist Viggy. And ich mache live videos. Mostly of Yiddish. If I'm to the hunting video, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. Self me in the channel rose tremendously. And ook dat je kunt weer naar channel member. Ik heb hier de join button. Ze gaat al lange jerkostige week. Ze gaat zaaien wat. So I appreciate you all. Oh, van me gaat water daarvoor zoeken. So absolutely, positively, not financial advice. So please be very careful. De market dat wegnemen alles wat die hast. Ik ga geen wieso die heist. So please. Kijk eens om wie een kind en adult. Dus weiß nicht, was het is. Hoe speelt zich stammen zo erin? Alright, let's get into it today. Another day, another time to say hey. Interessant in de früh, aber interessant in de früh. Man ist aufgestanden in der Zeit. But de Moyer spielt games. De Moyer spielt games. Wie ist er da? Trading wir. Bitcoin 113. Nechten is again the high of 114. Okay. SPY kickt aus, wie sie noch auf derselbe Area, 663. Sie gehen durch 665. Chillt darin, though. No problems there. Yankee. Hello and welcome. Guten Morgen. My workers playing game. The men just have it mid-ear. Gold, 38.43. High, nechten. Wow, 38.99. Almost 3,900. We can't zoeken als I touch 3,900. Yeah, can we? Nope. Hold on. Sind wir investigating? Nope. Was getouched. I guess about 390. You do film it Mastergeschäften. Yankee, ich habe gearbeitet für einer, was sehr successful years ago. Er gewinnt mein Employer. Eine von den Sachen, was wir gelernt von ihm, also vielleicht kein Mal nicht sagen, oh, Chaim, Johnny, Michael, arbeitet von mir. Vielleicht ein bisschen sagen, arbeitet mit mir. So can sound superficial von den draußen, but think about it. Think about it. Bewusst nicht mention certain Wörter. You know what I mean? Ich darf aufheben meinen eigenen Mut. To be honest. Mein eigener Mut darf ich aufheben. Tesla. 441. Nächten, das geben also Nächten. Das ist hier in Hand in der Früh. Nächten. 450. $9 weniger wie Nächten. Wie lang ist es ab, wenn ihr geht? The Dow Jones, 46,318. But, is het al geschaffen? Kunnen we het zitten gaan doen? Oké. Kijk eens, ja, een stukje melting pot af haar hoofd. But Yankee, how was your morning? How are you? What's going on? Wow, kijk on de resistance by 845. Yep. Yep. Well, they are working double. Technically they are, because they're picking up slack, you know. They're picking up the slack from the other peoples. They're picking up the slack. But sie sagt mit dir zu sagen, also arbeiten mit dir. Think about it, guys. Think about it. Lass mal sehen, was geschehen auf der Nahe. Nicht gehörig mitgehalten, to be honest. Brooklyn. Good morning, Brooklyn. How you doing? Hello and welcome. Ich bin ein bisschen hesitant mit der Traden. Weiß nicht, was. Aber Brooklyn, how's your morning going so far? Rosh Hashanah, Rosh Hashanah, Rosh Hashanah. I will hear Yom Kippur music, but Yom Kippur music is like not the one with the hand in the free, if you know what I'm saying. Shana Sheli, Ole Alako. Hands are free. 20 minutes, aber getrunken anxiety via truckload. Ich weiß nicht, viel von was. Great. Nice. Somebody to hear great. We like to hear it. And today, that worker that only half a day told me that she doesn't feel well. So I woke up with a boom. Oh, wow. Yankee, wat ik me zeggen, ze zijn een gitte hand. Yankee neemt keer van ze. Yossi, bravo. Good morning. How you doing? How's it going? Wieso is de walking? Are you still walking? Are you still biking? How you doing? Ik ga even op naar koffie en ze vriend met Viggy. Ik zei dat doe, and you don't mind hitting the like button. Begrijp. Rosh Hashanah. 845, wat doe starke resistance. Kijk on. 4. Massengeschäft. Dat werd je kort maar down, but I have a cold and not feeling well. Oi, bij Yossi. I hope you overcome it. Ja, die mine wetters kan zijn terrible for colds and stuff. Oi, bijna interessiert echt een fantasy football. Aber gewonnen. Mijn eerste game in 4. So ik ben 1-3. Ik ben 1-3. Mijn opponent had nechten gehad. 2 gegeven spelen op de Bengals. En de Bengals hebben gesakt nechten. So. אין שום ייאוש, אין שום ייאוש בעולם כבר. אנחנו ברבן on 118:12 versus 115:52. So it's exciting. Ich sehe, als mein Quarterback is back up. Ich got der Quarterback, was ich gewähnt. Tegen Villa, whatever zijn noemen gewähnt. Mocha Baolam. Sorry, ich mache ihn zu drei, du mit der Sache. Dort. Joel S. Morning. Hello. Oh, your Jets? Yes. Nechten we gezegd, ze mogen het verloren, hè? 4-0. Mijn fantasy team is nechten geweest, zeer close is aan 4-0. 0-4. But my portfolio is too high, so it evens out. Yossi. Money makes everything better, huh? It just makes everything super duper good. Rabbi Nachman. Hanish kan ein Jet. I don't think ich hab a Jets player. Mal sehen. Nope. Hanish kan ein Jets player. Man quarterback is Tuna Tagovailoa for Miami Dolphins. Ragazzi team mit der Knie, der Woche ist zurück, I guess. Das muss ich noch wissen, ich bin nicht echt into sports also, so. It is weird, it is odd, als ich bin in sports, to be quite honest. La. Ivdu et Hashem besimcha bo helafana bebana binana. Ivdu et Hashem besimcha, ivdu et Don't know if I know already how to do the mitzvah. I told him the mitzvah I know, but the virus I don't. Good one, Yankee. Good one. Als ik alleen water, als het uitgeht, water je naar boven. By the way, hoeven knowledge meint nicht als man geht das kennen executen. Just letting you know. Oi, 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 oi. Ribidi-bidi-bidi-bidi-bidi. Panama, Panama, bye, 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 bye. La 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 la. We'll teach you Yossi. Geht. No, Yossi. Was sind teach mir ist alles mitzvahs. Sie haben aber klar nicht in sie andere da. Das weiß man nicht, wie viele wo du siehst. Er hat mich mal gefragt, ob ich weinig Yom Kippur, aber ich sage, weil ich dir nicht ein ganzes Jahr weiter. Soll takke weinen. Sie gehen ein Joke, ich darf verschieden jetzt in der Kammer. Yom Kippur ist das, Rosh Hashanah ist Jens, bla 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 bla. So Yankee, you're getting excited? Are you excited? Check her an. Lass uns wissen. Sollen wir mithalten? You have an intelligent audience. You can joke. Can you imagine in Smimer oder so? Ja, sie. Es wäre mir geworden, dass er bechlall nicht so. Damals haben wir schreien, oi boy. Ich habe gesehen, dass der Government, they're gonna shut it off. So der Oilem schreit. Ich werde eigentlich confused, wenn es kommt zu den Sachen. Like, wer, wo es werden, von wo es macht sich es, wieso macht sich es. After tense negotiations, Congress passed a bipartisan, the word bipartisan, by the way, is bipartisan. So the funding bill just before midnight, avoiding a shutdown. Didn't we go around this roller coaster all the time? בחזק אותי לגמרי, תדליק לי את הנשמה.
יש מקום אחד, לשם כולם באים, ממזרח ומערב, מובילות כל הדרכים, בין גדול בין קטן, כולנו חברים, מתחילים את השנה אצל ראש הצדיקים.
רבים מולים, מולים,
מולים, מולים, עמך ישראל, עם של צדיקים.
נחמן, רבינו הקדוש, אמר לי את הראש, נחמן.
הפסקנו כבר לישון, להתקרב אליך, שווה לי את הכל. רבי נחמן, רבנו הקדוש, באתי יד אליך, סדר לי את הראש. רבי נחמן, הרבי של כולם.
When they came to the paychecks, somehow came as a bipartisan. Very interesting with this arbeit. Excitement, Yankee, okay, ich darf ein bisschen mehr expressen, man question. Excitement hat eine Sache Levels. So ich will wissen, wie in der Level von Excitement die bist denn jetzt. Und so mal ein mitspielen mit dir. So mal ein mitgehen mit dir, you know? Rabbi Nachman, Rabbeinu Akadosh. Rabbeinu Etadosh, Rabbi Nachman. רבינו הקדוש, רבינו הקדוש, רבי נחמן. מלך העולם, מלך מלך, מלך מלך. Yossi, since it came to these Sachen, the paychecks, they figure it out. Uman, paraban la la la. Trocken des de maand nog. En Tosche hebben nog geleefd en nog een beetje jinker. Zag het staan maar mooi de gaat zich einziehen. Weil er vielleicht zoeken, wir sollen uns in Wasser socken. So sie gehen Hassan, aber sind nicht gefahren zu Tosh. They didn't want to get the guys going mit Wasser socken. Ja, okay, guys going mit der Wasser socken. This kind negative vibe, yeah. This guy is not the limit in my excitement. Nice, Yankee. Good for you. Good for you. Vergesst nicht, dass der real work fängt sich an nach der Gassene. Maar als je Shiva pflegt, heb ik zoeken als Hassana meinen, een Bucher meinen, als bij de Gippe doe je een switch. In mijn switcher. Darf arbeiten auf sich. Nice, Yankee. But ooit die was gegangen, I hope you wouldn't be embarrassed to say. Jossi, dan had hij gegangen als Groesen. Ken je zeggen, had er een kleine time die gezocht van de oren? Only alakol. I talked with my colleague yesterday. She joked about it. Talking about 2 weeks. Nice, Yankee. Yeah, you guys have a thing, but ethnic, huh? Oh, interesting, Yossi. I guess it'll give a period of time. Weer geween involved. Shashana Sheli Ole Alako. Ze zijn nog gedaan. 9-10. Neemt ze roos 1 keer pen. Go, die bist du. Jetzt wollen wir hören, welche Tag die bist in. Jetzt wollen wir sich mitfreien. The proposal including Trump unveils 20-point Gaza peace deal, peace plan to joint press with Netanyahu. The proposal includes an immediate ceasefire, boost humanitarian aid into Gaza, Hamas releasing all Israeli hostages, and also floats Tony Blair for a traditional auto roll, drawing mixed reactions. Praised by Arab states, but slammed by the receipt for disaster by Palestinian advocates. Shimmy, 2 sparks. Hello and welcome. She told me she don't know if she will handle it. Yankee, dann ist besorgt. Jetzt reden sie ihr ganz Leben. Jetzt haben Ups and Downs. Du gehst sie all survive. Just survive this yet. You know what I'm saying? But I understand. Shimmy, good morning. How you doing? Hello and welcome. The question is, if Gaza entered into the peace deal, it must stop the war. Was guy Greta Thunberg thing? Greta Thunberg is going to be the loser. Gaat dan in de midden de Schiff dort. De ganze Flottille. Het groot draaien naar hem gaan. Oder ze gaan nemen credit. Zoeken samen gelijk de pressure. Oh man, ja mama, ja. Ja mama. Oh man, la. Mi eni etakayona, aufaziona kadoshumana. So it will be interesting to see. Met zijn wie desperate Hamas is. Zie me ga dort kennen nepestien. Ich habe a feeling, als de alle Arabische countries zijn schon done with them. So is gekocht. Because they know, bis jetzt haben sie gemacht, zij Geld von oil. So they didn't really care for the outside world. They machen genug Geld. They keep everything. But now, the future is changing. And oil, the need for oil fällt daarop. So they diversifying their economy. So ze darf tourism. Kennst du schon tourism, die hast starke laws, ja? So wie in Dubai, certain Plätze make man trinken Alkohol, und viele Arabers tun nicht trinken. So I feel like they're done with the ganze idea of terrorism. And they're just like Muslim, they all want to stop it. Joe S. Hello and welcome. Republicans, Democrats zijn dezelfde zaak. Dezelfde zaak. It's dezelfde coin. It's the same coin. They machen dramatic, Joe. Letzte Minute, wat is daar nog gepusht? Ik heb hem gewist. Alle stiessen. Hold on, wist man der Nepotism? Wusstest du Nepotism? For some reason kann ich es nicht.
Nepotism.
Nepotism. A Democrat congresswoman from New Jersey, Mickey Sherrill, both of her kids were nominated by Democrat senators for the academy, raising nepotism questions. Sherrill insists her Congress role played no part. So wie de actors, we haben 3 Kinder und alle 3 sind transgender. And the chances that this all geschehen is 1 out of a gazillion. So there's obviously something smelling there. But in peasants, you know what I mean? Das was man will. Man will von dir the tax money and shush. So nicht, was du willst. Wieso heißt der Mayor Adams, hat ausgebackt, aber gesehen von der Elections. They gaan geen intercomi. Just imagine that this is the best was in summer. Disastro, I say. Wo ist das geschehen, wenn man Danny gewinnt? We'll see what happens to New York, huh? Because it wird not desert. Sie gehen noch ein State, wo so getreut zu machen, grocery owned by the government. Ist hat sich geschoss gearbeitet. Would you look at that? Sie machen ein Peace Deal. Und sie schicken es zu Hamas. Wir sehen, dass Hamas ist willing, es umzunehmen. Aber bis der Bomben sind weg. Die Bomben sind weg. Die ganze Zeit Stochen wird ausgestochen. Buildings flattened. Gedo, you lose. Ich denke, der Beginning von der War, sie sucht, es ist eine Open-Air-Prison. Und jetzt warten sie Videos, wie Gaza, wie scheint sie gewähnen, wo die Israelis haben getan. So jetzt frage ich, verstehe nicht. Ich habe gemeint, sie gehen in eine Open-Air-Prison. Ganz eine scheine Open-Air-Prison. 915 candles, touch me nicht. Ay, 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 oh. אני עומד. Ich kicke auf Tesla, weil ich habe größte Hopes für Tesla. My unprofessional opinion, of course. Wolf in echt naar opgegangen 1700%. Wow. All right. So we got guests go for a minute. We are back. Kevin Simon. The Qatar bombing was gehabt, wo die Israelis getan in Qatar. Ich bin confused dort. Haben sie rausgenommen dort einen Leader oder sie haben noch gewissen, dass sie kennen rausnehmen einen Leader? So wir sehen, was geschehen. Och, wie gehen sie gehen? Wie gehen die Hamas haben? Es ist schon ein Angebot in seiner gift, you know, in their being. So I don't know. Don't know. Rabbi Nachman. Pinny. Hello and welcome, Pinny. Good morning. How you doing? How you feeling this morning? Go for an around check. Gold, $3,800, $43. Boss Nation. GG morning. Hello and welcome. I think you can clearly see what Trump did here. Verstehen ist Yankee. Weird to make one side deal. The problem is as they was will Hamas. Israel's a lot of those Israel is not going out. It's not happening again. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, what are you even dreaming about? In basically, man quetscht raus von der Tube. Man quetscht raus Hamas von der Tube. Und man sehen, was geschieht. Why would they take the deal? Okay, and ze bomben and continue bomben, you know. Israel gesteht, als jeder, was gehad hat, mit dem geht gehargert werden, in Hamas darf herausgehen von Power. So, man geht also wie Japan, gekannt sein und the unconditional surrender and fertig. That's what they want. Unconditional surrender. Hamas hat schon nicht wussi, like, what cards to bring to the table, to be honest. Of course, Hamas didn't sign off. Because I have the ideology behind it as well. So it's nicht nur war. So nicht du kann tactic. You're not winning. Hamas is not winning. They might be afflicting pain doing that, but they're not winning. Ja, man bombt aus, jeden Tag. So geht noch für jetzt heavy bombings as we speak. Israeli airstrike kills 11 in Gaza. Aim ceasefire talks. The Israeli army stopped nicht, weil man redt. Sie geben weiter Makas. They have giving Makas. You know what I mean? So. They will zurücknehmen the ganze Gaza, and that's what they want to do, and that's what they will do. Also sound us. Lay your arms, otherwise we'll keep killing you. October 7 mag gepusht the buttons. Now is es gewesen a Dafka pushing the buttons, oder man hat gewiss davon, oder man hat es gelost geschehen. Das ist alles spekulativ. And by the way, the alle damage was I machen, in nur 66,000 people sind suchen sie gestorben. Ist auch ein kleiner Number. Trump got closer to a few Arab countries that one he could as now. The Arab countries darfen sich unnehmen, was seine Brüder in a sense. But ich feel wie sie alle Gevre zijn een meat van zijn. In fertig. Just let me go, you know? Nice, Joey. I'll leave the ending, by the way. So I get the status of them. Yeah. Lass mal sehen. Sie sagen eines Ding. Janke, are you saying something you think? Oder hast du es ergens gesehen, wie einer... Putin had geordert conscriptions from 135,000 men, heightening tensions aimed in Ukraine conflict, and Polish airspace restricted after a drone incursion. I guess Putin bringt darauf noch Fleisch für den meat grinder, because Ukraine is a meat grinder. Weet nicht auf grinden dort ein Meat. Ba-di-da-bum. אוקיי. ינקי.
שלכם, העבודה שלנו.
Bidi, 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 bidi. But I wonder what's going to be also with Russian and Ukraine. They war that. Sie jene meine Masse das. Ins Leben wir tun, ins lachen wir, but jene Part von der Welt, Menschen werden geschochten wie ist that Chicken Factory. Which is sad. Breslau. Chussid, Breslau. Chussid, Breslau. Chassid, Breslau. Chussid, Breslau.
Chassid, Breslau.
Yesoda, Tami, Tiradai, la la la. Tanabe, la la. Ay, 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 oh, ay, 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 Hashem, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Digga-digga-da-da. Okay, the market hat sich geöffnet. 9:30. Dow Jones hat sich geöffnet. Flat. Spy, gehen wir nach Stickel. Oh, nicht, auch nicht. We Gucci. Ja, 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 ja. By the way, I appreciate iedereen who hit the like button. It really means a lot. Digga 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 din. Digga 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 din. Digga 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 din. Din. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, Washington. Dat doet aan focus een minuut.
ילדים ילדים יקרים באו לאומן
La 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 la
אומרים תיקון הכללי ועכשיו הם צדיקים ילדים 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 יקרים אומרים תיקון הכללי
Damn. Three, two, one, go.
ילדים צדיקים, 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 יהודים צדיקים, 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 ילדים צדיקים, 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 יהודים צדיקים.
Wow. Don't be afraid to be afraid. I'm afraid of that. You know what I mean?
צדיקים, צדיקים, ילדים צדיקים, 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 יהודים צדיקים, 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 ילדים צדיקים, 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 יהודים צדיקים. תודה לשם יתברך.
Wow, ich verpasse die ganze Move up. Ich habe es nicht gekannt gehabt, anyways. Kids do about VWAP, but no. Follow me for more tips and tricks. Geht, Yankee.
שהכיר לי את השם יתברך, תודה לרבנו, תודה, תודה לרבנו, תודה, תודה לרבנו, לרבנו, שהכיר לי את השם יתברך,
Wow, verpasst die ganze Move up. Shulam weiß. Nicht Shulam. Shmilu weiß, sorry. Good morning, hello and welcome. How are you? How's your morning? Go ahead and around check. I live on American flag. USA. Wie sucht man?
USA.
Pa 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 di da pa pa pa. להיות בשמחה מצווה גדולה, להיות בשמחה מצווה מצווה. Okay. Missed the move. To 9:37. To be happy all the time. It's nicht möglich. But it's okay. Pa, pa, pa. Wenn man nicht happy, darf man gedenken, an der Zeiten kann man sein happy. Es geht recht Hand in der Früh. Wenn man steht auf einer bad mood, meint man aber, darf etwas tun, dass es changen. No, sometimes just the chemicals in cups geht a certain way. So don't take it personal. Was ik shows wie ze do anything was the höchste was papped out is 36%, 35%. Schmiddelhofen, wie checkst du hier aan? Welke part van de globe komst du hier aan en geeft du a probe? Bitcoin, 113. Kijk dat weer wel oppappen die morgen. Nog 9:30 doen, dus du kan morning echt. Dan komt je Bitcoin, was het 24/7. Yiddish, elol. Elol, 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 elol. For some reason, the idea of Melech Basade gets me. I don't know why, what, when, where. Die heb es angekauft, but it does. Melech Basade. Shimon.
Good morning.
Oops. Simo Lebovich. Good morning. How you doing? How's your morning treating you? Skal ik wat naar aan checken doen? Skal ik wat noemen dan koffie? In zijn vriend met Viggy? We my best words here already. Oh, nice. Okay. Nice. Basabe, basabe, amele, basabe, basabe. There's something in this song that portrays me different. Esther, the Schwester, all the way from Canada. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Ich bin Schmidli Ungar, and this is my podcast. So the same thing, Esther. My name is Esther, and ich bin von Canada. How are you, Esther? Wieso ist dann so früh? Ich hab dann Kaffee nicht gewinnt, sie heißt, ich hab mal Brie. Ja, ja. It's lame, but there's no shame. Azi seyu kesene licho Azi seyu Azi licho Azi seyu Pa 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 Wegen denkt an, wenn man geschrien, wenn es da rumgekommen die ganze Sache von, aber... Ich bin gewesen in der Youth. Man, what a year, what a year. Something was born that year. Even though it's a doko, ma virin es loya hagzero. Esther desire geht? Nice. Schau mal lieb zu hören, dass es geht. Und dass es sehr geht, ist sehr gut. Aber da wieder bei der Lein, arbe besimcho. Nishenech nesode. Oh, marbe besimcho. Ba, ba. Pa, 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 para, pa. Para, pa, 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 pa. Para, 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 pa, para, pa, 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 pa. Allebei. Gangnam Style. Wegen den Gangnam Style. Die ganze YouTube Frontpage hat sich geschockelt Gangnam Style. Sie gehen die Dance, also. Sie gehen die erste, wo es gehit 1 Billion Views. Ich bin immer, wie viel sie hat jetzt. Dann gehen wir mal check YouTube. No. Bugatni, Buzalni.
They've been fighting for 31 years, 10 million people dead.
U.S.
I got
generals.
that one done. And very proud of it. So if this works out, we'll have 8 in 8 months. That's pretty good. Nobody's ever done that.
Nobody's ever
Will you
done
get the
that.
Nobel Prize? Absolutely not. They'll give it to some guy that didn't do a damn thing. They'll give it to a guy that wrote a book about the mind of Donald Trump and what it took to solve the wars. And he'll get the Nobel Prize will go to a writer. No, but well, let's see what happens. But it's be a big insult to our country. I will tell you that. I don't want it. I want the country to get it. But it should get it because there's never been anything like it. Think of it. So if this happens, I think it will. I don't say that lightly because I know more about deals than anybody. This is what my whole life was based on. And they can change. And
No
this can
problem,
certainly
Penny.
change.
I got you.
But we have just about everybody. We have one signature that we need, and that signature will pay in hell if they don't sign. I hope they sign for their own good and we create something really great. But to have done 8 of them is just like such an honor. And then we have Putin and Zelensky. The easiest one of them all. I said, that one I'll get done. I thought that was going to be first. The others are much harder, some of them. Azerbaijan this was going on for 36 years. They said, it's not solvable, sir. Don't do it. I said, I will do it. I will do it. And I got on the phone with
Don't do it.
the 2 countries. They were great. They were great. I knew immediately. I knew as soon as I started talking to them, we're going to solve that war. We did. Now they're so happy. Now they're friends. One said he's been president for 32 years, 22 years. He said, for 22 years, I did nothing but kill his people. They were in the room together at the Oval Office. And they started off spread like this. I have the beautiful Resolute desk. And one was here, and one was here. You couldn't get further away. That's the furthest I've ever seen 2 people in front of me. And as the hour went by, they got closer, closer, closer. And at the end of the hour, we had it done. And they hugged and hugged and hugged. And I said, that's so nice, and you're going to remain friends. And I spoke to them, one of them the other day. He said, no, he's now my friend. But for 22 years, he's been the head of Azerbaijan for 22 years. And the other guy, great guy too, 7. And that war, that was a war that was not solvable.
In Azerbaijan,
he said for 7 years. The other one said for 22 years. All I did was kill his people. That's all I've done. I said, well, we're going to put a stop to that. So we solved that. So it's a great thing. It's a great feeling. You're saving Kosovo and Serbia. You're saving so many lives doing this if you can do it. But our people deserve nothing less than the very best, and we're never going to let them down. And if we can solve wars instead of you having to fight wars, wouldn't that be wonderful, right? Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Wie ze het aber machen
One of the
de war
first
industrie
executive
geld.
orders I signed upon taking office was to restore the principle of merit. That's the most important word, other than the word tariff. I love tariffs. Most beautiful word. But I'm not allowed to say that anymore. I said tariff is my favorite word. I love the word tariff. You know, we're becoming rich as hell. We have a big case in front of the Supreme Court, but I can't imagine, because this is what other nations have done to us. And we have, great legal grounds, but you still have a case. It would be very bad if something happened. But I said, my favorite word in the English dictionary is the word tariff. And people thought that was strange. And the fake news came over, and they really hit me hard on it. They said, what about love? What about religion? What about God? What about wife,
Brooklyn.
family?
Never.
I got killed when I said
Orange
tariff
man
is my
bad.
favorite word. So I changed it. It's now my 5th favorite word. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But they hit me hard. But it is. I mean, when you look at, we've taken in trillions of dollars. We're rich again. And there'll never be, when we finish this out, there'll never be any wealth like what we have. Other countries were taking advantage of us for years and years. You know that better than anybody. And now we're treating them fairly. But the money coming in is, we've never seen anything like it. The other day, they had $31 billion that they found, $31 billion. So we found $31 billion, and we're not sure from where it came. A gentleman came in, a financial guy. I said, well, what does that mean? He said, we don't know where it came. I said, check the tariff shelf. No, sir, the tariffs haven't started in that sector yet. I said, yes, they have. They started 7 weeks ago. Check it. Comes back 20 minutes later. Sir, you're right. It came from tariffs. 31 billion. That's enough to buy a lot of battleships, Admiral, to use an old term. I think we should maybe start thinking about battleships, by the way. We have a Secretary of the Navy. He came to me, because I look at the Iowa out in California, and I look at different ships and the old pictures. I used to watch Victory at Sea. I love Victory at Sea. Look at these admirals. It's got to be your all-time in black and white. And I look at those ships. They came with the destroyers alongside of them, and man, nothing was going to stop. They were 20 deep, and they were in a straight line, and there was nothing going to stop them. And we actually talk about, those ships. Some people would say, no, that's old technology. I don't know. I don't think it's old technology when you look at those guns. But it's something we're actually considering, the concept of battleship. Nice 6-inch sides, solid steel.
Dit is hoe het zit. Ben ik erop get ideas.
If it looks at a missile coming at it.
Get ideas.
Melting as the missile's about 2 miles away. Those ships, they don't make them that way anymore. But you look at it, and your secretary likes it, and I'm sort of open to it. And bullets are a lot less expensive than missiles. A lot of reasons. I should take a vote, but I'm afraid to take that vote because I may get voted out on that one. But I tell you, it's something we're seriously considering. There were powers. There were big powers. They were just about as mean and scary as you could be. And so we're looking at that. One of the biggest cases that we won was the decision of the United States Supreme Court to allow us to proceed on the word merit. So those two words are right up there. So this is, I would say, the opposite if you ask for a definition, the opposite of political correctness. We went through political correct, where you had to have people that were totally unfit to be doing what you're doing for many reasons. I won't get into them. But for many reasons, they were unfit.
Women are men, huh?
It's all based on merit. That was such an unbelievable decision. I didn't expect we were going to win that one. We went in. We said we need it. We went in for colleges, where kids with a C average are getting into the best colleges, and the kids with A averages won't get in. And kids with the highest boards and the highest marks and the best marks couldn't get into the best schools, and people that had not good boards and not very good marks, I mean, okay, but nothing special, They were getting into our best colleges. I said, this is just crazy. You can't run a country like this. And it was lingering for years, and it got to the Supreme Court, and we won that decision. Merit, everything's based on merit. You're all based on merit. We're not going to have somebody taking your place for political reasons because they are politically correct, and you're not. We take the people that are going to do the best job. That's all. It's very simple. And that's the way our country was built. We were built on merit. We got away from it for a long time. And everyone understands it. And it was done. It was approved. I give great credit to the Supreme Court because I thought they had tremendous courage. I didn't think they'd do that. That was tremendous. I give them maybe for that decision almost more than anything because it's a hard decision to make. It's really hard. The apparatus of our country was not set up for merit. It was set up for political correctness. And you can never be great if you're going to do that. And we're going to be greater than we ever were before. We're bringing back a focus on fitness, ability, character, and strength. And that's because the purposes of American military is not to protect anyone's feelings. It's to protect our republic. And it's the republic that we dearly love. It's to protect our country. We will not be politically correct when it comes to defending American freedom, and we will be a fighting and winning machine. We want to fight, we want to win, and we want to fight as little as possible. You have to count on people like me to keep you out of wars because we don't want to go into wars. Many of the wars that I just told you about, we could have entered those wars and settled them in a different way, lose a lot of our troops. And we could have settled them, I guess, differently. Maybe not, actually. Not have been able to settle them. We just would have been in the middle of a lot of firepower. But when we do need it, you're going to be so ready. And you know it.
We don't need it. We don't need it. But when we need it, we have it.
That goal in
we don't
mind,
have to have it,
but we need it. Spending over $1 trillion on our military in 2026, and that's the most in the history of our country. $1 trillion. That's a lot of money. I hope you like that. Ma'ams and sirs, I hope you like it.
Ma'ams and sirs, come on.
That's a hell of a lot of money. We have the best of everything. Every branch is seeing major investments, and as I announced in the Oval Office in March,
he doesn't
we
have
are
to get to the
rapidly
point,
moving forward
and
with
it's
the first ever 6th generation fighter jet. I didn't name it. I did not name it. Boeing came in and they said, sir, this is our submittal. It's the greatest fighting jet ever done. And, you know, they're testing all these planes. All the companies are testing, and this one tested like through the roof. And they said, we'd like to name it the F-47. I said, all right, let me think about it. Then after thinking for about 2 seconds, I said, okay. You know what that means, 47 and 47. So I'm 45, 46, and 47, you know, if you think about it. I just don't want the credit for 46. I don't want to have their open borders and people coming in from all over the world, including
46.
jails and mental institutes. I don't want that on my record, but I like having it. We're investing tens of billions of dollars in modernizing our nuclear deterrence capabilities like never before. And we've begun construction on what we call the Golden Dome missile defense shield. It'll be the most sophisticated in the world. You watched it do well until they had some problems at the end with a little bit of a lack of ammunition, defensive ammunition, but they've got that taken care of. But I tell you, it's what we're doing is so good, and we deserve it. You know, we help other countries with it. We don't have it ourselves. And Canada called me a couple of weeks ago. They want to be part of it. To which I said, well, why don't you just join our country? You become 51, become the 51st state, and you get it for free. So I don't know if that made a big impact, but it does make a lot of sense. It actually makes, because they're having a hard time up there in Canada now, because as you know, with tariffs, everyone's coming into our country. We have more investment than we've ever had before.
Canadians going, we don't want it, we don't need it.
In. As an example, in 4 years, Biden didn't have $1 trillion. We have $17 trillion more than that in 8 months coming in. And they're coming in from Canada, Mexico, from Europe, from all over. AI, auto plants, Everybody's coming back to the United States.
Hoorah.
Under my budget, we will be expanding the U.S. Navy by at least 19 ships next year, including submarines, destroyers, assault ships, and more. And it's going to be much more than that as we go along, because we basically don't build ships anymore. We do build submarines, but we don't build ships. Do you know in the Second World War, they were freighters and different types, but we were doing a ship a day, and now we don't do ships. And I'm not a fan of some of the ships you do. I'm a very aesthetic person, and I don't like some of the ships you're doing aesthetically. They say, oh, it's stealth. I said, that's not stealth. An ugly ship is not necessary in order to say you're stealth. By the way, the B-2 bombers were incredible. That is stealth. They went into that. I was with General Kane and Pete were in we call it the war room, but we're watching them go in, and they were totally untouched. They were not seen. They were literally not seen. They dropped their bombs. Every single one of them hit its target.
Make the missile
total
pointy.
Obliteration.
Moishy
CNN, when we came back, fake news, CNN.
How you doing?
Their camera just went off. Look, you know, their camera, every time I mention them, they turn the camera off because it's never good. They say, this is a problem. But I don't blame them.
I've been all right. Been okay.
But they have some scammer reporter who started saying, without any knowledge, said, he may not have hit the targets as well as they thought. It may not have been obliteration. He did hit the targets, and I got to give us a little credit, right? It was obliteration. The Atomic Energy Commission said it was obliteration. They had, not only did they hit the target, they had these chutes.
Donald Trump
and think of this here. Way up in the sky, there was no moon. It was dead dark. You couldn't see a thing. You couldn't see them. But they had, I guess, a beam going right into these chutes. Every single one of those bombs went right down those chutes into a granite mountain. I think it's the last time they're going to build air chutes. They had these air chutes that were nice, beautiful. They were meant for us. But it was total obliteration. And now they give us credit for that. But these people were phenomenal. I tell you, for the Air Force people here, you can be very proud. That B-2, we just ordered a lot of new ones and updated ones, but I'd take the other ones. They couldn't have worked any better. So they flew for
the U.S. generals
37 hours
in Quantico, Virginia.
Back and forth. No stops, no nothing. We had 52 tankers loading them up.
Maar daaraan brengt alle generals en alle high-ranking officers,
loaded up with hundreds of thousands of gallons of fuel. I don't know if I'd do that job, General. I asked the question, what happens if it gets hit? Sir, you don't want to know about that, right? I don't want to know about that. But those guys, they just hear us. They're incredible. I had them all to the Oval Office. We had the B-2 pilots and a lot of the people, even the people that took care of them, the maintenance people, just as important. We had them all to the White House, gave them a big party on the lawn, brought some of them into the Oval Office. But on top of all this, we'll deliver a hard-earned pay raise of 3.8% to every soldier, sailor, airman, Coast Guardsman, Space Guardman, and Marine, something you weren't getting from the past administration.
It doesn't look like it.
They did not treat you with respect. They're Democrats. They never do. Not only are we rebuilding our great strength, but for the first time in years, my administration is actually using that strength to defend the core and vital interests of America, and very simply, we are putting America first. And I have, since I've been elected, I've always put America first.
Brooklyn, die wil Biden zo terugkomen. Die verstaat het beter wenn Biden nog gered zoekste.
My campaign was run on common sense, and we did great. We got the highest numbers ever received in terms of districts. You know, they have it broken up: 2,500 versus 525. We won every swing state. We won the popular vote. We won everything. We won everything. You have to take a look at the map. It's almost entirely red, except there's a little blue line on each coast, and I think that's going to disappear too. We did really great, and part of it is because of our success with the military, the rebuilding of the military, the vote that I got from the military. And the vicious people, you know, that we have to fight, just like you have to fight vicious people. Mine are different, a different kind of vicious, but they spread all these horrible, you know, they made up statements and said what I said about everything, but even about the military. But fortunately, the military didn't believe it. It's hard. You know, they make up a statement and they said, you say it. We had 25 people that said he never said that. 25. We had 25 affidavits. And they said, well, we're going with it anyway.
FSV said Trump.
And that's why the press is really losing all power, because people aren't believing it. We need an honest press. We need borders. We need borders. We need an honest press. We need fair elections. I mean, those three things. And we don't have an honest press. We have a really corrupt press. But we fight through the corrupt press. And the people understand you have to do this stuff a lot. You have to go on television a lot, because you can't get a fair shake if you're going to rely on somebody else. They don't understand. They've destroyed the image of media now is at the lowest point it's ever been. It's lower than Congress. Can you believe that? It's something. But together with many of you in the room, we've brought back the fundamental principle that defending the homeland is the military's first and most important priority. That's what it is.
Yep.
Only in recent decades did politicians somehow come to believe that our job is to police the far reaches of Kenya and Somalia, while America is under invasion from within. We're under invasion from within. No different than a foreign enemy. But more difficult in many ways, because they don't wear uniforms. At least when they're wearing a uniform, you can take them out. These people don't have uniforms. But we are under invasion from within. We're stopping it very quickly. After spending trillions of dollars defending the borders of foreign countries, with your help, we're defending the borders of our country from now on. We're not going to let this happen. Biden let people come in from prisons, mental institutions, drug dealers, murderers. You know, we had 11,488 murders allowed into our country by this guy who had no clue. He had no clue. He shouldn't have been there in the first place, but he had no clue. The people that ran the office, the White House, were people that surrounded him, radical left lunatics that are brilliant people, but dumb as hell when it came to policy and common sense. And they allowed people from all over the world, from the Congo. They opened up prisons in the Congo. They came into our country totally unmatched, unvetted, unchecked. And from all over, South America, not just South America. You know, you think South America, no, but from all over. A lot came in from Venezuela. Venezuela emptied its prison population into our country. That's why they have Tren de Aragua, one of the worst gangs ever. But we took care of them. We took good, strong care of them. And I just want to thank the National Guard in Washington, D.C. It's embarrassing to say this. Now I can say it because we solved it. But Washington, D.C. was the most unsafe, most dangerous city in the United States of America. And to a large extent, beyond. And beyond that, you go to Afghanistan, they didn't have anything like that. You go to countries that you would think there's problems, they didn't have that. And now Washington, D.C., after 12 days of serious, serious intensity, we took out 1,700 career criminals. If you have 5 career criminals, they can make your numbers look very bad because they'll commit many crimes a day. But we took out 1,700, and they took them out. There was no doubt who the boss was. They did an unbelievable job. Then they started even cleaning. I said, I don't want them doing that, sir. They were cleaning it up. I drove through it 2 days ago. It was beautiful. People are walking down the street holding hands, man and wife, coming from Iowa. They're not worried about being shot. Washington, D.C. is now a safe city. In fact, I went out to dinner with my crew. I haven't done that. In theory, I wouldn't do it. And I felt totally safe. And nobody's been attacked. Nobody's been hurt. Washington, D.C. went from our most unsafe city to just about our safest city in a period of a month. We had it under control in 12 days, but give us another 15, 16 days, it's perfect. And people other than politicians that look bad, they think, you know, the Democrats run most of the cities that are in bad shape. We have many cities in great shape too, by the way, I want you to know that. But it seems that the ones that are run by the radical left Democrats, what they've done to San Francisco, Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, they're very unsafe places. And we're going to straighten them out one by one. And this is going to be a major part for some of the people in this room. That's a war, too. It's a war from within. controlling the physical territory.
Oeh, de left guy
of our
schreien. He said this
border is
war.
essential to national security. We can't let these people in. You know, we had no people enter in the last
MCTS.
4 months.
I
Zero.
don't welcome.
Even I can't believe that. You know, we had millions coming in, pouring in. 25 million all told, and of those 25 million, many of them should never be in our country. They would take their worst people and their people from prisons and jail, and they'd put them in a caravan, and they'd walk up. CNN was interviewing one person. Oh, why are you coming? I want freedom. Good. Were you in jail? Yes. For what? Murder. He said, you were in for, you had to see this anchor, a young woman. She's like, I couldn't believe. She'll probably lose her job, but because the left doesn't want to hear that. But we're running it based on common sense and based on love of our country. But I want to salute every service member who has helped us carry out this critical mission. It's really a very important mission. And I told Pete, we should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military, National Guard, but military. Because we're going into Chicago very soon. That's a big city with an incompetent governor, stupid governor, stupid. They threw him out of his family business. He was so stupid. I know the family. He becomes governor. He's got money. Not money that he made, but he ran for governor, he won, and now he criticizes us all the time. And last week they had 11 people murdered, 44 people shot. The week before that they had 5 people murdered, 28 people shot. Every weekend they lose 5, 6. If they lose 5, they're considering it a great week. They shouldn't lose any. You shouldn't lose any. This is civilization. And he's always up there saying, we're in very good shape. We don't need the military. No, they need the military desperately. How about Portland? Portland, Oregon, where it looks like a war zone. And I get a call from the liberal governor. Sir, please don't come in. We don't need you. I said, well, unless they're playing false tapes, this looked like World War II. Your place is burning down. I mean, you must be kidding. Sir, we have it under control. I said, you don't have it under control, Governor, but I'll check it, and I'll call you back. I called her back. I said, this place is a nightmare. Probably, it's certainly not the biggest, but it's one of the worst. It's brutal. They go after our ICE people, who are great patriots and tough job too, but they love it. They love it because they're cleaning up our country. And so you look at some of the things where they took over parts of Seattle. They actually took over a big percentage of Seattle. Think of that. You remember that. That was a while ago. And I sent in the troops, and they were gone. As soon as I sent them in, when we send in the troops, if you have a real leader that says you got to do what you have to do, I put that out the other day. You got to do what you got to do, because we don't want our people hurt as they stand by. I was watching during Biden, there were troops standing up like this, brave, standing up at attention, the way I should stand all the time. And I'm like this, and people are standing, and their mouth is this far away from their mouth, and they're spitting at them, and they're screaming at them. And that soldier standing there, he wants to knock the hell out of the person, but he's not allowed to do anything. So they just stand there and they get abused. And a woman was this far away from his face, and she starts spitting in his face, and he's not allowed to do anything. If it's okay with you, generals and admirals, I've taken that off. I say, they spit, we hit. Is that okay? I think so. They spit, it's a new thing. They spit,
it's a new
hit.
slogan.
How about the cars, where the cars are coming out? They get brand new cars, Border Patrol, ICE, beautiful, nice new cars. And they're driving along, and they have to go through a gauntlet of rocks being thrown at the car. So here's this beautiful brand new car. By the time it goes 100 yards, it's destroyed. These guys have pretty good arms, some of them. And they're throwing bricks at full force into the window and into the car. It looks like it's a war zone. And I said, never let that happen again. From now on, if that ever happens, and I say it here, you get out of that car and you can do whatever the hell you want to do.
Ooh.
Because those people are, you can die from that. Those bricks go through the windows. You can die. They'd like it to. They'd like it to go through the window. But this was a couple of months ago. They just kept driving, and bricks are hitting the car. And I said, why aren't they stopping? because they were under orders from the past administration, never stop. But that's different with us. We stop. And since I gave that order, we haven't had that problem. It's very interesting. It's amazing. It's just like in Venezuela. You've seen the boats going. We can't find any more boats. They're carrying drugs, massive. Every boat kills about 25,000 people. That's what they have. They had fentanyl mostly and a lot of other drugs. And we take them out, and we've taken out 4. And it's on air. Everybody gets to see it. Not that we like to do that, but every boat kills 25,000 on average. Some people say more. You see these boats, they're stacked up with bags of white powder. That's mostly fentanyl and other drugs too. And now we have a problem. General Kane says, sir, there are no boats out there.
All right. Eret asach. Eret a bunch. But the difference between him and any other president pflegt reden, in sogen Sachen. You know? Ich hab nicht verstanden. Ich meine, als der Einzigste, was redet, die erste Maß, seems pretty understandable, you know? Red nicht die Fact, sie ist Emma, sie nicht. Yum, 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 yum. All right. You can bring a horse to verbringen, but you can't make him drink. Cling, 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 cling. 14 Schuhe zurück hat SpaceX, the Starship, gehad hold on. Sie gewähnt Takeoff? Hold on. Sag mir das heranbringen, du in the view. Hold on. Oh, did this again, Alta? August 26th. No, nicht yet. Okay, whoa. I was like, how did I miss that? Sadly. Guten Sie Morgen, how you doing? Oh, Sus. Ah, fared. Moshe, did this travel? Nice. Clink, clink. Clink, clink. You could bring a horse. Yum, yum, yum. Yum, yum. Yum, yum. Fishy, fishy, yum, yum, yum. Yum, yum. Bada-bidi-bidi-beam, bidi-bidi-beam. Anything else on the schedule? I don't know yet. Als ik hem eraan naar Superchat, heb ik 10 daf. But ob nicht, then just chill. Weil der eine sagt, wow, I wish, wenn ich bin 80, habe ich dieselbe Energy wie Trump. Fragt sie mir, was habe ich will es jetzt. The energy, was hat. Nothing close. Redt noch, by the way. 6 days later, still redt noch. Eden. One of the Yiddish. What's my trick for easy fast? I'm not the right guy to ask. Moish. Not the right guy. This is not the right guy to ask. Ich denke, ich habe gearbeitet für a messaging company, aber ich delivered also fasting pills. Was man nimmt the letzte Minute. You know, the letzte paar Minute, dann nimmt man also pills. Von Pfleger kauft mir ein Manzi, nicht dich, but sie geht viel mit vitamins and everything, but תק אותי לגמרי, תדליק לי את הנשמה. Yes, everything has a price. Oy oy, da 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 ba da 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 da. Da 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 da. Hey, shoot, ba da ba da da, ba da ba 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 da ba da da. תדליק לי את הנשמה. Sally. Thank you so much, Sally. Thank you. Thank you, Sally. Means a lot. So, Moshe, sitting and see what the plan is. Sally. Thank you so much, Sally. It's good. So I guess my team the daf. There you go. See how easy that was? Ba 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 da ba da ba ba da ba da ba da da ba da da ba da. We pushed it one more day. That's right. Pinny. Oh, Navrumi got it. That's nice. Okay, jij zat treffende dag. We brengen hardcore. Moish, thank you. Have a lovely and awesome day for you as well. Ich gehe von daran checken, afvillen Amanit 2. Really means a lot. It really does. Go that Yiddish. Hello and welcome. Ba 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 beep 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 beep. Dam, dam, da da di da dam, 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 da da dam, dam. Gedaf gaan gaat met de trade. Gets me gaan me niet. Nisjes unafraid. Okay. 10:23, Sally. We'll start 10:30 because we're already on the 10:30 mark. Yeah? Schkoich van Sally und Schkoich van Pinny fahren Sponsor in der handige Daf. Dann alle Bruches gehen zu sein und bekommen alles, was ich darf. Oh, das wird gut gematcht. No? Sally. Sally, we're good, Sally. We are Gucci. Sally, we're Gucci. It's already on. It's already on. The Daf is already on. Sally. YG. It's been a minute. YG. Thank you, Sally, so much. And thank you, Pinny. Go that Yiddish was no man. Nice. Rabbeinu. Boss Nation. Good morning. Ich habe noch nicht gesagt. Nehmen Sie sich als Applaus. Ich habe es noch nicht gesagt. Geben mal schick. YG, how was your morning? Gold 38.72. Wow, ik een gold dat gegeben hast. Hij spreekt auf $20-30. Just like that. LW. Good morning, good morning. Van wie checks die aan? Bist naaier? Hello and welcome. Thank you for naar aanchecken. I don't remember if this is naar aangecheckt or nicht. We got 5 minutes to the Daf, and the Daf has been sponsored by Sally and Pinny. Für alle Yeshiyas Refius. Ruhigkeit. Gesinnt nach der Bruche Atzluche. Unkeman. Avrumi. Hello, Avrumi. Member Avrumi. How you doing? Lass me nicht du, let's not bring it in public, but ga gewonnen, ne, Avrumi? I was, starting off great, nice. Mom, morning is pretty alright. Mom, ich hab auch getan mit Anxiety. Ich hab gefühlt, dass ich eine Lachatz. Und ich gemacht ein bisschen Jachatz. And the rest of help like man weg für Koiman, I tell you. Exactly. BH can't be better. Nice, LW. Nice. Good for you. Good for you. YG, was Spiral meint ist, als wenn etwas regt dich auf und etwas geht ein Klick und alles regt dich auf und alles geht dich und alle Probleme, die du gehabt vorige Woche Dienstag mit deinem Brüders, Cousins, Mechitten, es dich jetzt. Das heißt das Spiral. In a Spiral Staircase geht das so und alles fällt daran in der Spiral. Und man fällt da oben, man kann sich nicht stoppen. You know what I mean? What's worse, physical pain or emotional pain? Depending on the situation, Pinny. Because physical pain kannst du maßbar sein fein. Man Knie, man Kopf, man Head, tip mir wei. Und dann kann gehen, oh, you know what? Ich habe gerade eine Headache vorige Woche Dienstag. Oder, you know, es fehlt auf Fies. Man kickt sich man sagt, oh. But emotional, viele jener die mitgegangen, die weiß nicht, wieso jener das genommen, die weiß nicht, wieso jener nimmt es, wieso sie spielt aus, welchen Messer macht den Kopf. You know, you don't know. You don't know. We never know. By the way, ob einer will sponsern der darf, schämt sich nicht. Ja, ich schäme mich schon sagen, als ich dir es für Geld. Die schämt dich schon geben Geld. My morning was bad, but with positive attitude, and thank God, it's good and smooth. Good. It's going smooth. Nice, Yankee. Good for you. That's the attitude. And I feel like es geht nicht geht, it's okay. It's okay, it's okay. Nicht zu sein okay. It's 10:28. We're gonna have a stick break for a second, and I'll be back. We're ready for the 10:30 Burgmoishi Yitzchok.
Simches jetzt mit Stein, ich ruhe still am Main, fin Taten dem Getreien, oi eine Lat von Weihen, oi Ezri mein Eien, sie weimen kennen schreien, fin Taten dem Getreien.
All right. Ze is... Sachen fliegen. Ze is 10:30. Ze is 10:30. So, I regen. Hold on. Sollen wir nun eben der Daf hand? Let's go. Hold on. It's up about Daf 16. And today's sponsors, a special thanks for Sally. Hold on. Sally and Penny G. Hold on. G, darf sein groß? Yes. Cezanne Numan. Thank you, Penny G. Thank you, Sally. For the sponsor in the hunting Daf. You know. Ken, let's get into it. Hold on.
Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Welcome. I see a bunch of new faces today. Shalom Aleichem. This is interesting ad. It's geschmack to be a partner. The Magid cheers for free, but the rest costs $2 million. This is the Israeli shir. The Hebrews, they got together. I have a Gevaldik Maisa actually that happened yesterday. Is Rabbi Leader here? Leader's not here. So I'll say the story later. Maybe he'll show up. I'm going to skip through a lot of these emails. I like this one. Thank you for your wonderful shir. I just wanted to share with you a cute anecdote that you'll appreciate. As a bus driver for Yeshiva Karlin Stolen Bar Park. I'm reading this because yesterday I said over the Magid Shir said that I'm going to turn out to be a truck driver. First of all, there's a guy in this room that's a truck driver. You're a truck driver. Also, you came. I was thinking about you more than Ben. Ben is still a truck driver. Benny, there's nothing wrong with truck drivers. The truck driver wrote in and goes, "Halavai, we should all be truck drivers. You know how many shiurim I do a day?" Zero. But that's not the point. I wasn't saying it like to put them down. I hope that the other one understood that. I just was never called.
Se wenn sich von wie die Kims, weil der Truckdriver sagt, kann sein a ganze hakele topic, you know. Mit aufgewachsen hat man Ruhe gemacht. Oh, ist auswachsen bei uns. A Truckdriver.
Nobody ever said I'm going to be a truck driver. As a bus driver for Yeshiva Karlin Stolen, what comes around goes around, because I learned in Karlin Stolen as a kid. It's one of the many yeshivas that I went to. I was driving home the preschool boys, and from the back of the bus I hear a kindergarten boy scream out. Scream out. No, he says scream. He says scream out in your sing-song tune. Good morning, Rabbi Isai. And the kid says, that's how you learn the daf. This is from a kindergarten kid. It's good to know the middle you have in young ones. Good news, Rabbi Isai. Mayor Planka was caught by his daughter. Caught my father learning the daf on the plane on the way to Israel. I'm assuming he already landed somewhere. His father-in-law says no. So this is what? This is on a jump flight? This kid, this 11-year-old kid, Rabbi Isai, did the daf with the official program, and he got $1,000 at the end of the day. He sent it every single day. Check this out. Anyways.
Hi, Rebellia. My name is Moshe Greenbaum. I'm 11. I've been doing the daf since Sanhedrin.
Excellent.
Kol hakavod. Oh, this is a...
Der 11-year-old, wenn seine 19 hat endigen Schass in Sach ältere und kicken, be like, oh my God, so jealous, huh? Just saying.
This is a Geschmack email. Dear Kvoid Kedushas Rebbe of Merkaz Afayomi, I said that even though I decommissioned Avodah Zarah, I want to thank Hashem through you for reaching the massive goal of $140,000 for the Sefer Torah. Yiddish, my son. It's a tremendous undertaking, $140,000. The last thousands came through our MDY Mishpacha and the help of my old roommate from Torah Or, Nachman Seltzer. Thank you, Avi, Rabbi Simon, Uncle Phil, Shalom Levitin, Nachman, and the others who donated were Maki Bepatish. As a Karas Atoy Hashem, I'm adding to my already monthly donation to MDY an additional $13 a month. I'm going to tell you $372 yearly to my beloved MDY. By the way, I can't wait for Parshas Shmois. Okay. Since the tragedy gave many. He means the Shabbaton. Since the tragedy gave many highly inspirational speeches, I'm available to speak with the next Shabbaton about my son and other topics related to that. I've spoken from the nice crowds, including Tisha B'Av, Eicha, my wife also between the town. They're looking forward to seeing dance with everyone. The devoted chassid from Merkaz Daf Yomi, Moshe Marv Handler. Rabbi Sai, I'm very impressed and I really appreciate this. Look at all these numbers here. Yesterday I said Glenn Hesterson, and I wasn't putting a face to the name. And after shir, I was on a safari with him. I sat with him in the Jeep. Even in the first safari that most of the guys from the Americans didn't get to go, the ones from Eretz Yisrael, we went on our own little pre-safari in Kenya. Right next, you could see Kenya in the background. You were with us? Yeah, you were. That's where we saw the rhinos and the whole thing. Whatever. So anyways, here are the names. Let's read the names. Hunter Zelton, anonymous, $1,000. Heshi Hirsch, Thomas Bergman, Yisachar Rothbaum, Miller. You know these numbers. I was talking to Mendy last year about it. Just this year total, and just these small numbers, 1872, is $70,000 a year so far. It's a lot. Elliot Samuel, Samson Elijah, Shlomo Silverstone, Sauer, S. Kornblau, Are you Simon, you getting again?
You know my name, it's not me. I guess it's my doppelganger.
Okay, somebody else.
It's one-on-one after I was
No, there's a lot of one-on-ones. If you look right above it, it's one-on-one. There's even a guy, Thomas Bergman, he gave $1.01, but he's known as the one-on-one guy. Now, could be he gave one-on-one. I have no idea. This is what it showed up over here. But you know what? Every amount counts. Aaron Avadeyev, 18. Aaron Fireman, Yumi Greenberg, Joseph Weiss, Isaac Gindorf, Avram Shia Schneck, Zach Burak, R. Basser, Zachary, Israel Rappaport, Jonathan Deutsch, Avi Sat, Lance Vogel, Ayal Simchi, Tuvia Kimmel, Yossi Kellner, Yosef Stern, Arnon Aronov, Isaac, wasn't he here like the other day? Isaac Weinstock, Nelson Katz, Shlomi Litzman, Shimi Goldblatt, Jeffrey Cohen, Yuda Sigler, David Shalamov, David Zargari, Aaron Markovich, Canada, all the way in the bottom, Katriel Silver, Shia Berkowitz, David Steinloff. You know what we don't have here? The guys from England. We're the guys from England. All right, so in lieu of some of the emails, I want to show you a short video that I squeezed somebody's arm yesterday to make. So I'm going to show it in middle share so that the people that skip the emails get to see it also. So I'm going to go straight into the sponsors early. David Salomon, the Masechta sponsor, dedicated in memory of Avi Moiri, Reb Shmuel Baruch ben Reb Chaim Tzvidoiv. Every time I say this, every single day, I get a certain sipuk. He's the guy that, I don't know why, wanted to donate a substantial, one of the highest amounts of the year, not doing the daf. He spoke to my son. He says, tell your father to call me. I called him, and I said, listen, but you got to do the daf. You got to do the daf. It's a nice amount. You got to do the daf. And he started the daf, and not one day did he miss. He brought the 10 people, as you know, gave out ear pods, and he pushes the daf. It's a tremendous thing that happened there. I don't know why he came, but Akash Baruch Hu gave him this thing. He wants to donate to here. Anyway, the Masechta sponsor anonymous. Lil Nishmas Doidi Shlom Yehuda Zochron Rebbe Shmuel Chaim Asher Shogad V'Lomat Kol Chayav anonymous. This was for Shlomo Nochem Tzvi Ben Yenta, sponsored by Skyber Capital. In honor of our friends Meir Kovacs, Taki, and I'm going to take a drink. And Shamshi Shlavrak for the devotion to Torah study in the Shir. Joe Gedalius, Lil Nishmas, my father Jack Gedalius. Anonymous Atzlocha Beruchnius Ubigashmius. Coil sponsors monthly. Anonymous from London Atzlocha in business. What he's trying to tell you is, if you didn't hear, is that Yishkoyach for finishing off the Sefer Torah. That's what it basically. I didn't hear what he said. I saw you going like this and like this. I thought you missed an email from Moshe Marv Handler, who thanked you and him and all the people for doing the Makib Patish. Monthly, anonymous from London, Atzlocha in business. Monthly sponsors TCS Israel, powered by Talking Save Aaron Kessler, in honor of the marriage of my son and my daughter. My relocating to Eden Gardens in Orlando, Florida. Anonymous from London.
Relocated to Garden Hill, Florida for a very long time.
This, together with the monthly, maybe there'll be some massive monthly guys, some big guys, the guy, $10,000 guys a month. That's what we're looking for. Then we won't have to do charity.
Once we have the big money coming in, we don't need charity.
This thing, I won't have to go to America. We won't have to be matriach the whole olam to push.
Yeah.
Yehuda Loshinsky, in honor of my father's 6th cycle of the daf, your big heart and giving to the community is an inspiration for all of us. Anonymous, Baruch Adli Dai Yehuda ben Yamin ben Chava and Baruch Tzvi Nisim ben Shoshana Leo. Anonymous, L'Shana Tovim Tukul V'Schus Aliyo ben Chai Dvoire, and in honor of my Chavrusa Simchala. Monthly sponsors Ben Sion Glicksman, Mazel Tov to Talia on her birthday, 12 Tishrei, urgent for Shlema for Chaim Yosef Aryeh ben Sarah Rezel. The coffee for the month. all those coffees you guys took, is by Rivka and Dr. Avram Epstein. Pray for a complete and speedy recovery for Dr. Harold Goldmeyer. Now what do we know?
Just maybe a tough long haul.
But he's conscious in the hospital? Okay. Tough long haul. For Shlema, weekly sponsors Anonymous, thanking Reb Stefanski and MDY team for making Daf Yomi accessible and enjoyable to many. When they say the team, there's literally like 30 people behind the scenes, including some people that are right here. HYK Ventures, there are 4 Shlema for Elko Baschana. Daily sponsors, Kinnovations LLC. My son Yisrael asked me to sponsor today. I couldn't say no. As a schus official, I give Simcha, Rivki, and Rebbe Stefanski. A woman wrote me an email 2 days ago saying that the Yad Hashem, the Kinnovations sponsors, and her son has like a medical issue. A lot of kids have. And she went on to KidInnovationsLLC.com, and they sell a watch that solves this problem. Reminds kids to do a certain thing, whatever. And she said the connection. Mamash saved her kid, saved his self-esteem and everything, and because of this Kinnovations. Just yesterday I got this email. Yesterday, 2 days ago. Anonymous. She was just saying like her husband listens to the shir, and they have this issue. They don't know how to solve the issue. All of a sudden they hear in the background, Kinnovations LLC, Kinnovations LLC. They went online. What's Kinnovations LLC? They saw that he has some sort of watch that helped her kid. She said, kiss from Hashem. Fatzlacha Rabba. Anonymous. Fatzlacha Rabba. Schus. Malka Sarah Bas Sipoira. Benjamin and Dr. Diane Kaufman. Nishma Simcha Ben Yerachmiel Zechron Baruch. Our father Sidney Kaufman on his 18th yard site. Eric Taib. Mazel Tov to Eden on her 18th birthday. Blessing and success at MTVA. Was it?
The Drescher Torah.
The Drescher Torah, very nice. From Anonymous, don't point the cameras. MDY Art, Mandalay Refor Shlema for Yonatan Netam Ben Sheva Bracha, Refor Shlema Mordechai Ben Esther, Refor Sayela Daniel Zev Ben Ayel Esther. Mazel Tov to Ashi, who had a baby boy. Ashi. Wow. He just lost, and Yaakov Sidron had a baby girl. Ashi, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov. I guess you have the name. His father's just nifter. And he has the. We'll let him be surprised. And Yaakov Sidron, I forgot. Yaakov Sidron had a baby girl. Where is he? So let's just say a real quick Shalom Aleichem to some of the guests. We have on the guest table. Shalom Aleichem. What's your name? Coming from? Switzerland. And that's your dearest one. Well, no, you said it. It's lit. Let it go. Shalom Aleichem. What's your name? From? Shalom Aleichem. And we have all the way in the back. I saw. Oh, you're not so new. He's looking at the screen. Okay, fine. You guys said hello. You're new. Morning from? 5 towns. Shalom Aleichem. Another Lakewood. I was born in. 5 towns I grew up in. Switzerland. This is the Pansies are from. Now, what's your name? All the way in the back.
Sure. Yes.
From? Los Angeles. So my son lives in Los Angeles. Mamash Craven. It's unbelievable. Yivaldik. Okay. Yivaldik. Rabbi, we're starting a brand new parak. So if you're new to Zvachim, it's been a geschmacka ride so far. Some of today's daf easy because very, very familiar. I'll show you the chart. Okay, we're going to do it 3-4 times in a row. Easy stuff. Kol Zvachim. All korbanos shekiblu daman zar. We know there's 4 avodas: the shechita, kabbalah, hilachas, rika. So we're not even going to be talking about. Oh, I got to show you this before we even start. I got to do some litzanas here. You know what? Let me show you real quickly. This is from our family chat. Okay, my son Aaron. He bought a Gdolim picture, a sukkah poster. Guess what he bought? So my son, crazy, they got the one with Sruli. My son writes that he got the one with me and Reb Sruli. What does my son say? Listen, typical, mamish. You see that he got the chinuch in this house. Achdos. Achdos. They charge more than the other Gdolim for a belly. But listen to this. It gets better. It makes sense. Oh, and here's the bottom one. My son asks me, my rabbi wanted to know if you're offended that you're second to Reb Chaim Kanievsky. His Rosh Hashiva asked him, what's the pshat? You go over here, on the first page, you have Reb Chaim Kanievsky on the left, and you have. So I told him that in Yiddishkeit, the right is always first. You always go to the right first. So then he proved to me that I'm wrong. He showed me on another thing that Reb Chaim is above. Okay, fine. But then somebody sent me this one, and here's all these guys, the Gdolim. Here I am in the top right shelf. That's my makom, Rabbi Isai. So it's laughable. Okay, all the Gdolim with the beards in this geshoyer on the top over there, making a funny face. Okay, anyway. We got every sukkah to go through this. Top shelf, yeah, top right. Now that we had the lisanas done. So now, The first avodah shchita we're not talking about. We know that a Yisrael could do shchita, that's not a problem. But everything past the shchita is problematic with the Yisrael, and then we have a whole list of people that ruin it, completely ruin it. So number one on the list is a zar, a Yisrael. Oinen, somebody who lost a close relative before the Kvura. There was this Maisa Shahaya, just literally 2 weeks ago here. It's going to make some people nervous, it's going to make some people excited. True story, 2 weeks ago right here in the Bet Shemesh Pesach Kvaris, they're burying a woman, and they put her inside the grave, and they start putting the dirt on, and one of the sons says, there's 2 minutes left to Chatzos. We can daven Shachris. They didn't daven Shachris. They don't put on tefillin, no Shachris. He's like, we got to chaparayim Shachris. So the other brother said, this is Meshuggah Cup, we're in the middle of burying mom. Like, what are you doing? Shachris. He walked away to the side and he davened Shachris. And the other brother said no. So then the whole shiva back and forth. Was he right? Was he wrong? He brought rice from over here. There's a whole Nidin over there. Just throwing it out. Maybe they should have been mocked, like to delay the kfur for 5 minutes. I don't know. Or made it, I don't know what to do.
And her foot started to move.
This week I'm on a roll. The stories are not, they don't have great endings. These are real stories.
She was really alive.
Maybe she woke up
Meaning
from
to
that.
say real stories have
like,
great endings?
Kids are Tvul Yain. Oh, so what's a Tvul Yain? When a person is tamei and he goes to the mikvah,
oops,
it removes some part of his tuma. Not for everything. Certain things he's allowed to do now. He's allowed to eat, let's say, meiser sheni, but he cannot eat truma. This is the old-fashioned one. We're working on a newer one. I'll show you the newer one. So here's Yossi Klein. Touches a rat. This is just like literally 2 years ago. The technology changed since then. Even for him to move his legs took Yoshi like hours upon hours. He's tamei, right? So now, if he touches the fruit, it becomes tamei. So he goes into the mikvah. Once he goes into the mikvah, even midday, it removes some of his tuma. Am I supposed to click again? I don't know how it works. Oh, he goes into the mikvah. Everything. Oh, it comes out a full yarn, meaning that he's partially tar. So he's tar. What is he waiting for? Esrog Dipo, Mamish, fix this reggae. Mamish and Yonah the Yoma. That wasn't changed. That's from then still. Rabbi side, we could still go to Noam Fix and keep the business in the mishpacha. And then when it comes nighttime, he becomes completely tar. We're waiting for Herav Shemesh. We're waiting for nighttime. When it's night. Now, if he's a zav, Bashal Riyos, in other words, he's a zav gadol. He's a real zav. It's a harsher tuma. So this guy goes into the mikvah.
Oh, now he has a hat.
And he comes out. He's still a Tvul Yaim / Mechusar Kippurim, because there's another thing that he has to do. He can't wait till the night. He must also bring a carbon the following day. Until he brings a carbon, he's not completely tar. So these two guys, if they perform the Avodah in the Beis Hamikdash, it's possible. Let me just show you the new one that Yoshi is working on. Here we go. These are a bunch of bummy guys eating Mashiach Pitzuchim. And if you're a rat, a Pitzuchim could be very dangerous. These guys are rats, they don't care.
I live in the Mohawk.
Central, responding to the call on Elm Street, ETA 2 minutes.
Oh, he just became red. You saw? He became tamei.
This is where we're up to, Hevna.
All right. Oh, but he was.
This is what we're up to.
Completely toivel. I get it. Okay. So that's a Tvul Yain. Tvul Yain means that he went to the mikvah before Shkia. He has to still wait until Shkia, until it's nighttime, that he can be completely tar. So, Tvul Yain and Mechusar Kippurim that do Kabbalas Adam, Hoylach Zrika, they ruin it. The carbon is gone. Or Mechusar Begadim, a Kayin who has to wear the four garments, the 8 garments of his Kayin Gadol, he's missing something. Possible.
Brooklyn, das ist der Mama von der Story. Ich habe eine größere Yeshiva gegangen in Mikve. Gegangen in Shower vor der Mikve, gegangen in Shower nach der Mikve. So mit dem gefragt, wo tut sich? Hat gesagt, geht in Shower vor der Mikve, weil will nicht an kein Chaser. Von wo ist Geist denn noch der Mikve damals? Weil für andere Menschen, wo sind dann ja gewesen Chazayram.
We know that in the Beis Hamikdash they had something called a kiyar, and they would wash their hands and their feet. If you don't wash your hands and your feet, no good. Today, tefillah.
By the way, the acrobatics from their kohen is fine.
People wash their hands before they daven, based on the korbanos in the Beis Hamikdash. Orel, a Jew who doesn't have a bris milah. Rashi says even a Jew who has a really good excuse because his 2 brothers died from a bris, so he's not supposed to have a bris. Nevertheless, he ruins the avodah. Tamei, a person who's tamei. Yoshev, a person who sits.
Nice.
Now,
okay, Simon. Thank you for the numan.
They take this idea of sitting. Sitting is a problem in our days. What's similar to korbanos today? Shemoneh Esrei. So can you sit during Shemoneh Esrei or not? You shouldn't. You're not supposed to. There are extreme situations where you're permitted to sit. I myself took this very cringe video. It bothered me a lot when I took it. I took it myself. Here's a man davening Shemoneh Esrei in the one aisle of the airplane. There's only one aisle on this plane. and it's during they're serving. You can see that's the flight attendant with serving, and he's not moving. He's doing a Shmoneh Esrei. No. I want to increase Havas Yisrael. I'm asking these people. Daven Shmoneh Esrei sitting down.
Man darf technically nicht davenen auf a plane. Al pi halacha, meiner darf man nicht davenen auf a plane to begin with.
The guy from the burial.
Sag mal, meint man, als wenn man tide alle Sachen, increased man etwas. Pink verkehrt, man decreased alles.
These things make a chil Hashem. They really do. You think that you're Mikayim mitzvahs, I don't know what you think you're doing. What? Okay, use common sense. Common sense with the Yiddishkeit. So, no, he holds that the yeshiva is ma'akiv. I even saw a halacha that if somebody's concerned that if he stands up, they'll take his stuff. Let's say he's on a train, on a plane, I don't know where, and he's not sitting and watching his stuff. He stands up and the guy's going to grab his thing and run. So you let it down in Shmoneh Esrei sitting down. That's one of the psakim I saw. Again, ask your local rabbi.
Why not in business class?
This guy?
There was no business class in the plane. No.
Oh. Cash for my I don't always fly business.
Man darf viel nicht davenen, wenn man fliegt.
So now, in the last few years, most of the time I don't. Right. Okay. No, so I don't fly. When I went on safari, I asked Gary, was I in business class with you? No, I wasn't. If a person stands on top of different vessels, in other words, now we're talking about hilchas chatzitza. Your feet have to be straight, flat on the Beis Hamikdash floor. Here, Rabbi said like this, something like this. So in Israel, they have this whole thing. Oh, we should have put that piece in. This is a hypocrite guy. He's
First of all, I only use it for work. And second of all, I use it for only for belly staff unit.
There's a famous thing we didn't put it in Chaval. We had it last night where there's a guy who's doing a mitzvah. He'll take people's phones and break them for you. If you want to get, covered the Sesame Tshuva, he has his phone. He puts his phone number. He'll even do pickup. He'll take your phone and smash it. And then some guy found another ad somewhere, used iPhones, and it has the same phone number on the bottom. Same phone number on the bottom. Emes. Yeah. Havas Yisrael. I'm trying. No, I try to protect the other guys. Okay. So you're not allowed to have a chatzitza or oimed l'gav behema. Oh, we have oimed l'gav behema also. In case you want to know what oimed l'gav behema means.
Ooh.
Over here, the blood is going in the interesting direction. Lo mishaneh, AI. It goes this way, that way. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. Yeah. So because these are all chatzitzes. He's not.
Ik dacht rewind the tape by Yana part. Wat is ausgekeken wie ze voet eraan in the cup.
On the floor. If he's on the feet of his friend, he's standing on his friend's feet. The floor is a little cold, so he decided to stand on his friend's feet. Obviously, they're not wearing shoes. All these things make the avodah pasal. Kiba b'smal pasal. The Tanakama holds if you received the blood while you're doing it in your left hand, you did the zrika with your left hand, it's pasal. Reb Shimon says it's kosher.
Sally, I made it 1.25 for you.
Zarmin Nolan. How do you know that Yisrael makes the avodah pasal? The Tani Levi. This is referring to a kainus tamei. So it says they should separate themselves from kachei b'nei Yisrael. The Gemara does a classic process of elimination. If you were to pause for a second and say, what does b'nei Yisrael mean? B'nei Yisrael could either mean b'nei Yisrael, the sons of Israel, rather than the daughters. It's coming to exclude women. It could mean b'nei Yisrael and not goyim. That's another thing. And the Gemara says those two things are not even it. It's something completely different. I'm learning it in a very different way than we ever learned. From these words, be in nazir that when you're tamei, you shouldn't perform the avodah. But it comes to exclude, but only for Bnei Yisrael. But for others, you could do the avodah. What does that mean? Now, in the process of elimination, we have to go through the ones that it's not, and then we'll get to what it is. What? You can say that a woman who brings a carbon, the carbon could perform the avodah. What? Is a woman different? Her carbon could be brought, but Toma, no way. 2 or 3 people told me like 2 days ago. They came over to me. One, I forgot even who it was. Maybe it was Shamshi or something. That there was by certain weddings, they started being mechabed a woman to do the kriyas aksuba. Certain. It was you that told it to me? So they went to Rav Hershel Schachter, and they asked him, Schachter, I say it in Hebrew, Rav Hershel Schachter, the one who ate the the Chagav. The Rosh Yeshiva is a tremendous Talmid Chacham, and they asked him, "Is it okay or not okay?" So he looked at the person. He said, "It's a Maisa Koif Ba'alma. Even a monkey can read the Ksuba." And they made a whole big deal out of it. Oh, he compared women to monkeys. That's not what he said. He said that it's not something you have to be makbid on. Okay, but for those women who are watching the shir, I even have I have a email I didn't read here of a woman says, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, a grandmother of people that do shir, and I watch the shir, and by the way, pineapples, adama, and there's no arla, whole drush gives me. So we have women that watch the shir, and some people can be insulted, but the Gemara says no, there's no difference. There's no difference between the carbon of a man and a woman. You can't bring it betuma. So maybe Bnei Yisrael means that a carbon of a non-Jew could be brought by a kohen who's tamei. So he says hashta tzitz lemiratza. We know the kohen gadol wore something called the tzitz. Doesn't really look like this. It's not halachically correct. The lashem was either on top of the kodesh or on a different row. Machlokes Rishonim exactly. There's the saber so a little bit. It was a piece of gold that the kohen gadol wore, and that had powers of kapara to be miratza certain tumah. In the base of Mikdash, he says it doesn't help the tumah of a guy's carbon. It doesn't help the tumah whether it's shaygig or mezid of the guy. So you're allowed to do it l'chatchila. You're allowed to shecht a guy's carbon when you are tummy. No way. So what's pshat? V'nazru mikachi. You have to learn the pasuk a little differently. It says in the pasuk v'nazru mikachi b'nei Yisrael. What we're going to do is shap the pasuk. V'nazru mikachi. Period. Comma. V'nazru mikachi means that the kohen who's tamei must remove himself from kachim and not do the avodah in the Beis Hamikdash. And then it says another halacha, b'nei Yisrael v'lo yichalalu, that if it's a regular Yisrael guy, how many koyanim are in the room right now? Just one kohen. Oh, you're also a kohen. You also got 3, 4. Because we had here, I don't remember how many days ago, we had a massive minyan packed, and not a single kohen. The room was packed, not a single chair available. There are very few of them. And some of them, there's 250,000 Kohen families in Eretz Yisrael. That's what somebody just showed me yesterday. I don't know how that makes sense. It seems like a lot. Maybe their name is Kohen, but they're not really Kohanim. I don't know. Fine. Akol Panim. The Yisraels of the world. Us, peasants. We cannot perform the Avodah. B'nei Yisrael, you guys, don't be mechal. Don't passel the Avodah in the Beis Hamikdash. Okay, so that's one way. The Rabbi Yishmael Tana. Rabbi Yishmael says, so now we have the classic that we've seen many times already in the Masechta, and now we're just getting used to it. It's the same exact thing over and over. It says like this. Here, so we have a few psukim here. If a kohen has a mum, he's not allowed to go and perform that avodah. And it says a pasuk afterwards, he continues eating kachim. Just it says afterwards, pasuk Chav Gimel, kimum boy v'lo yechalal. It's mikdash. In other words, if he performs the avodah, he's mechalal, he ruins it. He's allowed to eat kachim. So what is a very simple kavachimer. A baal mum, somebody who has a blemish. By the way, Rabbi Yankel Galinsky was a vertically challenged person. They call him a small person. Bemis. Oh. He was a small person. He said, what is the number one mum a person could have? He said, being a small person. Because then every limb of your body has a mum to it. That's how he viewed himself. He said, the famous joke that Reb Shalom Shvadron said, if you see a hat walking down the street, you should know it's Rabbi Yankel Galinsky. And he said, and if you see a button coming around the corner, you should know it's Reb Shalom Shvadron. The kids are, back and forth.
Se du a joke in se gehen a speaker, wo se gehen auch a midget size. So, erzählt, als ein Tag ist gestanden, gebeten Gott, dass mies werden heuer wie jedem. Like, darf derselbe Heit. So, geht schlafen, steht auf in der Früh und sieht, dass sein Kopf ist bei der End von der Bett. Wow. Kijkt auf sein Fies und sieht, wow, der Fies toucht the end von der Bett. Schäfer Toos geht an der Twillis. Geht sich ein Kappe auf, sieht dass schläft in der Breit von der Bett.
Right. There's different short and vertically challenged. It's different. I'm talking about some. Yeah. It's not a mum. I don't think it's a mum. I don't think it's a real mum. I think he felt. He was joking. He was like, he was really. I'm talking about 4 feet tall. There's difference between 5 and 4. This is vertically challenging. So.
But his kids were normal height than myself.
Yeah. Okay. Could be. So that's regular. Akopanim. He said this, and also I heard this from the Alter from Slabovka, and I think it's important. There's I looked it up today. It says, I don't know what the real numbers are, but let's say 20% of society suffers from low self-esteem. Low self-esteem. So if you're in this room, there must be a bunch of people that have low self-esteem. So you need to know. We all need to know that the first thing a person has to work on for Yom Kippur is to elevate your self-esteem. You have to understand that you're something. You're someone. HaKadosh Baruch Hu put you on this world for a reason, to accomplish. If he brought you here, that means he loves you and he wants. So first you have to realize that. When you realize that you're a human being and that you have godless Adam, then you do tshuva. You can't look at yourself in I'm a vertically challenged person. He's the one that said it. Yankel Galinsky's the one that said it. Okay. Somebody came over to me last night after the show and said, I really appreciate that you spoke about that. Give me chizuk. Okay. So, I heard it so many times this week, that obviously there are people out there that need to hear it. They need to work on themselves and that. Everybody has their avodah.
Yiddish needs male witnesses.
So says the Gemara. So if a Baal Mum is permitted to eat the kachim, if he's a kohen that has a blemish, he doesn't have an arm, he's permitted to eat from, let's say, a chatas, a kachim. Imavad chilal yet, if he performed the avodah, it's ruined. Zor shenei oichel. So Yisrael, who's not permitted to eat, and it didn't shim avad chila. So certainly, if he performed the avodah, he ruined it. He's not allowed to eat kachim at all. So if he does the avodah in the Beis Hamikdash, he ruined the avodah. So the Gemara amal b'mom can also be karv k'makir. So let me just show you this thing. This is what we're using. This is the standard chart. First of all, here are the different characters that we're using today. Zar is Yisrael. All the way on the right, Yisrael.
Sure.
Ba'mom, he has a problem with his leg. Tamei, he's holding a dead rat. Oinain, he just lost a loved one. He has the kriya. He's not in a good mood. And Yoshev. So the Gemara says very simple. We're trying to figure out how do we know that Yisrael, if he performs Avodah Beis Hamikdash, he ruins it. We're going to learn it from we have a lot of people we can learn it from in the Mishnah. We have Zar, Oinen, Tful Yoim, Chus Begadim, Arel, Tameh, Yoshev. We have all these people. So let's start with Balmom. A Balmom, if he performs Avodah, apostle. So too, Yisrael. So the Gemara says no. A Balmom has something special. Excuse me. Just like a Balmom, a human being that has a mum, he cannot do that.
Kauft dezelfde weg wie de AI kauft of seine videos.
So too, an animal who has a mum, you cannot bring it as a carbon. So this mum thing, it goes on all, I don't want to use the word societies, what's the word? In all categories, in all, nations. It goes from humans all the way to animals. It's a very, very powerful thing, this mum. So it's karv k'makriv, it has a chesar. In the first parak, we did this a number of times in all sorts of formats. It's the same thing over and over, so it's pretty easy to comprehend. The Gemara says, okay, so I'm going to learn from Tameh. It's another thing in the Mishnah. That what if a person who's Tameh, he touched a dead rat, he did a CPR on a mouse, he's not allowed to perform the Avodah. If he performs the Avodah, it makes it possible. So too Yisrael. He says, but Tameh has something special to it. It's Metame. He has the power to make other things Tameh. So now what do we do, Rabbi Isai? What do we do now? We take the two and we learn from it one halach. We take the two things, it goes around in a circle, then we say, okay, but a balmum cannot make other people a balmum or tome or whatever. But a balmum is karv k'makriv. Okay, but tome, and it goes around in a circle.
So you guys.
So let's take the two of them together and combine forces and learn one halach from it. What Yisrael should not be able to do the avodah in the Beis Hamikdash. That's called the tzad shavush. And then what does the Gemara always do? Pircha. No, that's afterwards. Right now, on the Tzad HaShavua, we have a pircha. What's a pircha? That the two things together, they have something special, or they cannot perform on a bama, on a private mizbech in the backyard. Okay, so let's see inside. So we're holding over here. You want to learn from a balmum, he has something special that even a carbon has, a mum ruins it. So we got the tummy guy. But Tame you can't learn from because he could be Tam other people. Balmum Yichiach. Balmum cannot pass other people. The Chazar didn't goes around in a circle. Each one has a positive and negative. The common denominator is Shemuzarim, that the Torah tells them do not perform the avodah. V'mavdu, and you should know that if they do perform the avodah, chilalu, they ruin it. And that's what I'm trying to learn from the two of them together. That a Yisrael shu muzar v'mavad chila, and if he performs the avodah, it ruins it. Minal and the muzar. How do you know that Yisrael was warned not to go into the Beis Hamikdash? Maybe Yinazru, like we darshaned before. Yinazru mikache, stop. A new pasuk b'nei Yisrael v'lo yichalalu. So if he agrees, if the Beit Shmuel agree to that drasha that we learned 3 lines in the bottom of Amud Beis. That pasuk says, let's read the pasuk. They shouldn't passel it. If he's learning Bnei Yisrael that Yisrael, not a Kohen, not a Levi, a Yisrael person who performs Avodah, says a Mefurish pasuk. So why is the Beit Shmuel learning a Kal V'chomer now? As a Mefurish pasuk. Obviously, he doesn't like that drasha. He doesn't like stopping in the middle pasuk, breaking up a pasuk. Stop. A brand new pasuk, Bnei Yisrael. I don't like that drasha. I'm going with the Kal V'chomer. I'm going with logic. So where did the Torah say to Yisrael, do not go into the Beis HaMikdash? There's another pasuk. It says in the pasuk, Yisrael should not get close. So it doesn't say what happens if he performs Avodah. It just says don't go in there. I got a really harsh email yesterday. How dare I show the Kohen Gadol depicted in a way that's litzanos. I don't show him with the Yiras Kavod. And he became personal, this email. He says, and you talk about not talking during Kaddish. How dare you tell people not to talk during Kaddish when you show the Kohen Gadol like that? And then he says, and then you also put a Tesla on him Mizbeach. That was one of his titles. His man is stark. The Oilam's getting into it. In the Sersemi Tshuva, stark. So this is not a Mizbeach. This is called a bama. This is usher to have in your backyard. And if a person puts it in his backyard, he's over Yisurim. And you let it put
pickleball, huh? Yeah.
Tesla on something that's not a Mizbeach. I don't know what maybe he's not watching the shir completely, maybe the chap, I don't know. Yeah. But this particular picture in Jackson, in Tom's River, with the two Hasidim playing there, So the Gemara says, when it was mutter
Tom's River Hasidim
to do the bama, these two people that we're talking about, this Tommy guy, and the Baal
Muslim toen schuben a Mizbeach in the back from the house. Well, then we'll mention that my Mizbeach is much bigger than your Mizbeach, of course.
Cannot perform on a bama, but Israel could perform on a bama, so you can't learn from them. Says Gemara, you know what? You're right. Take a look at the chart now. We're going to take the tummy out of here. We're going to knock the tummy out, and we're going to use Oiden. It's another thing in the. I had a guy here. I couldn't believe it. A guy, Israeli guy that was.
I don't get critical emails. No, not at all.
Very close to Chaim Kanievsky. Does the share every day.
He goes in straight to the spam. Wham bam.
He says he does it on Kol Hashon. He said he once had an issue. This dad, he called it Kol Hashon. He says our shir in Hebrew is the number one shir in Kol Hashon, and they have 700 listening every day. So there's at least 700 people, besides all the Spotify's, that are listening to the shir. They're not enjoying the benefit of the whole shir is visual, and they're listening to the shir. And I'm saying, look at the right, look at the left, look at the tummy just went away. The Oina comes in, and they know it's flying. Unbelievable.
Also hat jeder eine gelernt für die ganze AI, so wusste der Yiddish.
I mean, for the same price, they could listen to a regular shir without the.
Well, you're pushing away people?
They can't?
Don't be pushed.
No, yeah, but only if you see the visuals. Okay, for whatever reason, I'm not going to convince him not to. I just have to be more. Oh, you know what? I want to say Reb Zev Pliskin, right? Zelig. Reb Zelig Pliskin. His son also came 2 days ago, and he told me that his father, so Zain Gezun, watches the shir every single day. So shout out to Reb Zelig Pliskin. Famous.
No, Penny, the chat hat nicht. But no, the Oilem emailed nicht. Neither do I care.
There's famous Mechaber Sfarim of guard your tongue and guard, what was it, years ago, 40 years ago. A lot of Sfarim.
Famous therapist.
He has issues
because it's his last name.
Is
this the correct way of doing it?
He listens to the shir every day.
I'll take it off.
All right. So we have to go to the Oinen now.
There you go.
We're getting rid of the tummy for now, and we're going to Oinen. Oinen, a person loses his close relatives cannot perform that, but if he performs that, it's possible. So too Yisrael. Says Gemara, Oinen, she can also be Meiser. Oinen cannot eat Meiser Sheni. Yisrael could eat Meiser Sheni. So now we just remove tummy, we use the Oinen, we do the same exact thing. Go around in a circle. Bamum is Karv Kemakriv. The carbon also gets ruined with a mum. So Oinen Yechia, but Oinen cannot eat Meiser, but a Bamum could eat Meiser. It goes around in a circle, and then you just do the Tzat Shava again. Let's answer. Boom. So the bottom line is, even the Oinen cannot perform on a bama when it's mutter. Who told you that little secret that an Oinen can't perform in the bama? We know that an Oinen.
MCTS, Chanish can hate mail. No. I didn't make it yet. Send the hate mails. No, I'm kidding.
Cannot perform in the Beis HaMikdash, that's true. But maybe on a bama he could.
Sind ich du, wo sie geben hate mail von mir. You know, sind ich du, ich repräsent nicht gut, ich dir nicht gut, you don't like it, leave.
Who told you? Rav Mishai Omar. And this is gonna, if we know this one, we know 3 of them. So let's pay attention over here. How do I know? Again, what am I looking for? I'm looking to know, how do I know that a Yisrael who performs the Avodah? Bezer Hashem Mashiach is coming this week. And we go into the Beis HaMikdash. Could you and I perform the Avodah in the Beis HaMikdash? What happens if we do? What happens if we try to help out and we take the blood from here to there? We ruin it. How do I know? It's a simple kavachomer. From a person who's sitting. We know a kohen who sits on the ground. Of course he could eat karbanos. Kachim. But if he performs that in a sitting state, He ruins it. Zar sheinu oichel. But a Yisrael like us who cannot eat karbanos and he didn't shema avad chila, so certainly if he performs that avodah, he ruins it. Mali Yoshev she came pasal eidos. It says in the pasuk V'amdu when you testify. This is something you can't learn from a Yoshev guy. A Yoshev guy has something special. He's pasal eidos. No, you didn't understand. I was not trying to bring from a regular sitting guy. I was trying to bring from a Talmud Chacham. Yoshev Talmud Chacham. A Talmud Chacham is permitted to sit because of its chashivas. It overcomes that say.
Penny, dat heb het controversial. Okay, I'll think about it.
That they have to stand on. So the Gemara says, but Malashem Yoshev she came pasal eidos. You're right. You found one
MCT
person called Talmud Chacham that he's a minority, but the category is a category of people who are pasal eidos if they sit. So Reb Sharish is not going to learn that. Shem Yoshev loy parach. He doesn't agree with that. He doesn't go with the category. At the end of the day, I have a person called Talmud Chacham who sits and he's not pasal eidos. And even if you're going to say that he uses that as a pircha, Asiyah Yoshev Mechadam Hanach. Here we go. We're going to do Yoshev. Here, Yoshev, together with the Balmum. And now we're going to do the whole thing all over again, which we don't have to do. But Yoshev cannot testify. So Balmum. But Balmum is Karv Kemakrev. But Yoshev Yechia. But Yoshev made. And the kids are Chazar Adin. Then we have it Tzad Shav. And we have it Tzad Shav at the end of the day. What are we going to say?
It's going to take time. MCTS, it's going to take time.
But could we answer Lehudru Babama? The answer is no. We can't say Lehudru Babama. So we got to take that off. Now, if Yoshev would be Asur Bebama, then I'm going to say Lehudru Bebama. But I'm not going to say Lehudru Bebama. So I'm taking that off. So why can't I say Lehudru Bebama? How do I know that a Yoshev is permitted to perform by Obama? When do you have to stand in front of Hashem to perform the Avodah? Lefnei Hashem when it's in the Beis Hamikdash, V'loi, Lefnei Bama, not by Obama. Two stories I want to tell you real quickly. Yisrael Lichter, who's Rebbe Leader's son-in-law, he came home and he told his wife he wants to donate to MDY 300 shekel a month. His wife said no. What do most wives say? 100. She said no. MDY 500 shekel. She said if you say, you say. So he said okay, 500 shekel. You signed up for 500 shekel. Gingy, the barber that I go to, a bunch of people go to him. He has a thing that he puts in. He has a WhatsApp group that you should accept Shabbos 40 minutes early. So he put in, every week, he goes in for 2 years, he has a raffle every week. So he puts in this lifter. A few minutes after he signed up, he won 500 shekel. He says, that's 1 month. I don't know what's going to happen next month. And now, yesterday I heard about this guy. I was on a Zoom call with Nitzan Gans Yossi Klein. And they told me about a guy. Nitzan said, you're not going to believe this. An average guy, he made a cheshbon, him and his wife, that they want to give their mice or whatever, a nice portion of their mice to MDY. They think they're going to get the biggest bang for the buck. They're going to make the biggest impact for Klal Yisrael, getting people to learn Torah, this, that. So I said, do me a favor, put him on the thing. So he puts him on. This is the guy. His name is Yaakov Lando, I think. I'm very bad with names. I think his name is Yaakov Lando.
9 MCTS. It's I'm not 100% sure if it's going to be, because it's going to take time, so...
Maybe he says his name.
But if it doesn't happen, I don't want to...
I said, do me a favor, make a video. He says, no, I can't. I'm not a video guy. I said, but it'll help other people. So this morning I wake up, I got the video. So I want to say shkoyach to him.
Hello everybody,
Hi.
My name is Yaakov Landau.
Yaakov Landau. And
I've been part of the MDY Shir for a number of years, on and off. More recently, a good friend from work, Chaim Gold, told me it's time to get back in. And since Avodah Zarah, I've been on consistently, come out every single day. It's a beautiful thing. And I have a tremendous amount of Hakar Satov to everybody involved in the Shir, and to Raveli for giving the Shir. And a few months ago I decided that it was time to give a monthly donation and to allocate some Meiser to give to the Shir, to be not just part of it, not to learn a little bit, not to be, just to be Kavei Itim, but also to be Marbit's Torah, and really to spread Torah to everybody from all different walks of life and from all over the world. And it's something really, I think, really beautiful and makes a big difference. And I donated anonymously because I didn't want my name mentioned and it wasn't something that I was looking for. But Nitzan Al-Kans called me and he asked me to please make this video and to tell people, because I'm just an average guy, and if I can do it, really anybody can do it. And it's not about the money you give. Somebody can give $10, some guy can give $500, anything in between. And at the end of the day, every little bit really, really does help, and every little bit makes a big difference. And I think it's a wonderful and beautiful thing to be part of.
He goes on, and I want to hear the whole thing, but it's 8 o'clock, so I'm going to cut him short.
But you can get something.
Maybe the editors will put the rest in or something. Let's go weiter. So, Yishkoyach Galamoy. Thank you, Rebecca Landau. Dennis, going out of your comfort zone, ratcheting it up a little bit, like Marv Moshe Handler, another $13 every. He's in Kyle, right? Okay. But every small amount counts. You have no idea. These small amounts, they add up to tremendous amounts. So you should go to everybody who's donating and helping MDY survive.
Thank you,
and me pushing the ball down the road so I don't have to go to America and do a charity fund thing. So we're going one by one. How do we know that somebody who never lost a close relative, who goes into the Beis HaMikdash and performs the Avodah, how do we know that Avodah is possible? There is one person in the world who loses a close relative and performs the Avodah. The Avodah is kosher. Who is that? Kohen Gadol. Says the Gemara, it says by the Kohen Gadol, the Kohen Gadol should not leave. And if he's in there, he performs the Avodah v'lo yichalo. It doesn't become possible. Simple diuk. But if somebody else, another Kohen, performs the Avodah, it is possible. The Gemara is going to say in 25 seconds, hopefully, maybe more, that you could argue this. It's not so pasha that that's a good diuk. Maybe fakir, the Torah is saying the Kohen Gadol, you're so chashav, you better go home. So says the Torah, no, he doesn't go home. All the Kohanim for sure don't go home to perform the Avodah. But even the Kohen Gadol, who's so chashuv, you'd say, the Gadol Adar, he's the Kohen Gadol. Maybe he shouldn't perform the Avodah when he's in such a state? No. Kamashmal, he also should stay. Not that only him, even him. That's what the Gemara is going to say in a second. So we have to make a small akdam. The Gemara talks about this all over Shas. There's a very interesting conversation in the Torah. On the first day of Nisan, when they inaugurated the Mishkan, we know it was a very sad day. That's the day that Nadav and Avihu died. It's hard to understand what happened exactly. And one of the interesting things that happened is that the carbon chatas, which Rosh Chodesh, the first day of Nisan, they brought a carbon chatas. They burnt the carbon chatas. Moshe Rabbeinu is, why did you burn it? So there's a whole conversation in the Torah. Moshe Rabbeinu is trying to say, did you burn it because of this? You probably burned it because of this. But that's not a good reason. Maybe you burned it because of this. So one of the Pesukim, it says, Rabbi Lazar Omar Malacha, hey Nekrivu, you think my sons, Elazar and Isamar, who survived the death of their brothers that day, what are they called? Oinen, you think they burnt it? Ani crafty. I burnt it. That's not the reason. In other words, had they burnt it because they were Oinanim, that makes a lot of sense. He's saying, don't think they burnt it because they were Oinanim, which is what you're supposed to do. Why are you supposed to do it? Because when an Oinim performs the Avodah in the Beis HaMikdash, it's possible. So you see from here that it's possible. Ani crafty. Michlal, the Akrav Shapir is through. If they, Elazar and Isamar would burn it, everybody would be okay with it. Why does he have to come out to this whole pasuk in Diukim? He says, Kohen Gadol shouldn't, it does not make it possible, but a regular Kohen does make it possible. He says, does the Torah infer that? That's your diuk. In other words, I don't think it's a good diuk. Because maybe the Kohen Gadol is so chashiv, we had to have him in, he should not perform the Avodah. And everybody should. So how come Meheni Krivu, this whole pasuk with the Aaron HaKohen, it seems like before Aaron HaKohen is saying, look, my sons, had they burnt it, they would have been right for burning it. Why? Because they're oinanim, but I burnt it. Why didn't they go with that? Because there's a question, why was it burned? Was it burned because they were aninos? Or is it because it became Tameh? No, he'll hold it became Tameh. That's why they burned it. The very Shmuel Tana, I know that a Oina cannot perform the Avodah Beis HaMikdash from a Balmum. Balmum. So now, the Zainam with Beis Mamish, like the rest of the sugya, like we had before, we had many times in the first paragraph.
By the way, when I switch pages,
I know that a Oina cannot
darf es gehen der andere Weg.
Perform the Avodah Beis HaMikdash from a Balmum.
Because in sehen wir das von rechts zu links. Siehst? Von rechts zu links.
So now, the Zainam with Beis Mamish, like the rest of the sugya, like we had before, we had many times in the first parak. About that something's wrong with his foot, his arm. He's permitted to eat the karbanos but if he performed the avodah, it becomes possible. The same exact thing that we did on Amud Aleph when it came to the Tameh. What was it? We're talking about Tameh then.
Sorry.
Israel, correct. Thank you. So certainly a Oinen who is not allowed to eat the karbanos, if he performs the avodah, it should be possible. I'm sure we have this. Do we need to do it? Let's do it. Why not? Here we go. Same thing all over again. Balmum, we'll learn from Balmum. No Karev Kimakris. I'm going to learn from Yisrael. Yisrael, I already know that he can't perform the avodah. What's the Pirchan Azar? Unfortunately, as much as people want to go to the rabbi and become Kohanim, and sometimes they're able to do it, they go to another city and they become Kohanim. Oh, that was the good one. The guy goes to another city, and then the Rav comes over and says, I don't understand something. you in the Haim, I remember you from Europe, and in Europe you were not a Kohen. So how did you all of a sudden become a Kohen? He says, and I remember you in Europe. You weren't the Rav. How did you become a Rav? Okay. So kids are Doilam, they switch and they become Kohanim. Yeah, but a Yisrael cannot be a Kohen. Ain't like Takana. That's it. He's done. He's born in Israel. He's a Yisrael. Malazar Shkein Takana. Pamum Yechiach. Lamom will prove, and we'll go around in a big circle. The bottom line is, I'm learning from the Zar and from the Balmum that Oinen is Mechal. Ruins that Avodah. Where does it say? Where does it say this whole idea that he's not allowed going to the Beis Hamikdash? You're going to take that pasuk min hamikdash liyetze. Why are you the same exact source that we had before? Why do you have to come out to Gav HaChomer? You have a Mefurish pasuk. Ella, you don't learn from the Mefurish pasuk. Ella, hein hikrivu. It just says, don't come close. Hein hikrivu kasava hein hikrivu v'kasava b'nei aninus nisrfa. He's going to learn from the pasuk that they did not. The reason why they burnt the carbon by Aaron is because of the aninus. Let's just say the sponsor real quickly. Turning of the daf.
Darf ich sagen, thank you for the sponsors.
Dark Global Specialists in International Financial Services Anonymous as a source for that Slach and Ruchnis and Gashmis. Anonymous is a source in support of Torah that all tests should come back 100% healthy, me and my family.
Yes.
And here's a new pircha, something new, meaning that Oinen one day is going to become nice and good, strong. He's going to get over, he's going to bury his mace, and he won't be an Oinen anymore. But not Yisrael. Where could a Tomei perform that avodah hutrun, right?
Ich weiß nicht, wieso man weiß MCTS. Ich meine, es du vielleicht hat das Sach Kahanim, wo sind nicht actually Kahanim, no gechanged the number.
No, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Oinen could do the avodah right now, be'aninos. Not that he's going to get good. Sorry, bad. No, hutrun means as Oinen he could perform the avodah. When? When he's a kohen gadol. As a tomei, he could perform the avodah right now. As a tomei, when? No.
Carbon tzibur.
It's carbon tzibur. So Malatome she came Mitame, but still, nevertheless, you can't prove from it because the Tame has the power to be Mitame others. The Mum and the Zar could prove to you that they don't have the power to ruin it for others. The bottom line is that they are warned. As the Gemara it's a kohen gadol b'karbon yachid. I do have one interesting case of a kohen gadol by a yachid that the Mum Zar don't have. So the Gemara, but shame tumah mi ishtri. At the end of the day, the category of tumah does become mutter when there's a tumah b'tzibur. Rabbi Shashi Omar, okay, and now we're going to jump back to Rabbi Shashi, the same exact thing that he said in Amud Aleph. I don't need a pasuk. I don't need to learn the tzad shava. What? As we got a chomer, mi yoshev. I have a chomer from a sitting person that he performs the avodah. Yoshev, uma yoshev sha'oichel. A kohen who performs that, he could sit down on the bin, whatever he is, sitting down, he can eat the karbanis. But if he's sitting and he performs the avodah, chilel, he ruins it. Oinen sheinu yoichel. Oinen who does not eat the carbon in any situation. And it certainly, again, we're trying to find the place for Oinen. On Amud Aleph, we're looking for Yisrael. Same type of kavachomer for Oinen. Oinen who doesn't eat the carbon, certainly, if he performs the avodah, he should ruin it. Mali Yoshev became pasal eidos. Another svar that we had on Amud Aleph that a sitting person cannot perform eidos. Mi Yoshev Talmid Chacham. No, my idea was that a sitting person who happens to be a Talmid Chacham could sit when he does eidos. Mali Shem Yoshev became pasal. But the category of a sitting person is pasal eidos. Shem Yoshev like parach. He doesn't agree with that. And even if you hold that he does hold of that, that would look something like this if you want to see it. Oh, and then we get Tomei, Zar. No, this is something else. We get Zar, you do Yoshev together with a Tomei, let's say, a Mum, Tomei Zar, and then you do the whole thing all over again, going around the circle, and Tzad Shabbat that Oinen is supposed to lay this. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a share today. MDY.
All right. Another day done. Daf number 17. Badonsky. Thank you, Sally. And thank you, Penny. Exactly. Sind wir umgekommen? Trump redt noch? Nope. Shafedi libube. Mekadev Zantu, Mekadev Zantu. Bidi 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 bidi. Zijn we de hartstiger aankomen? Alright. Dan zijn we schon basically done met een talk. Zijn we de hartstiger? Alright. Kijk eens two major movers. Spy 662. Dit nog aan hem doen. Choppy. Bitcoin 113. Am Mitzvah zu essen. Nice. Tomorrow is a special day. Oh, die mensen. Morgen is a special day. It's as special as you make it. As the end of me. Zaidi. Sie, MCTS, ich bin nicht geworden erschrocken, wenn ich gesehen habe, no, was nicht auf Caps. If it would be Caps, I would be like, okay, we got nothing here. Haben die Nazoli. Azoili. MCTS, jeder einer halt das so. Jeder einer halt das. No, I have nothing to offer. Alto sira vos chole oilome. Alto. CG. Good morning, CG. How you doing? Just here to steer. But don't worry. MCTS, it's will hidden. It's will hidden. Oh, wow. Da-da-da-da-da. MCTS, ich habe schon gehabt schmissen mit der Sachmenschen. In jeder einer meint das, oh nein, nee. Jeder Mensch ist interessant. Everybody's got something. But it's fine. No need to go crazy. No need to go crazy. Da-da-da-da-da. Pidi-bi-bi, pidi-bi-di-bi-bi,
Der
pidi-bi-di-bi.
Eulen tut sich freien, was in Ches jetzt mir steien. Ich spüre es still am Maien, fin Taten dem Getreien. Ob eine Lat von Weihen, ob Esri mein Eien. Sie weinen, können schreien, fin Taten dem Getreien.
Mit so einem Supersnack von Pasta. Nice. Ich will dann terug den Taten in den Himmel. Den Taten in den Himmel. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, da, ba, da. Ba, da, ba, da, ba. Bashumayim, Bashumayim. Alright, חבר'ה. Bam, para para bam, 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 para para bam, 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 bam. Sind wir endlich mit den Dingen? Shom boy dog boy shopping para pa 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 na ay bayis shom boy ben para mira pero para pa 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 Joy Mary Israel No idea, Sally. No idea. I hope all is good with him. I mean, his name is Alice Agit, so. Three, two, one, go. Ba ba da 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 ba ba da ba da ba da ba da. IBG. Go got the show Ranga checked out, so who knows? I hope all is good with him. Meaning in the trade. Boom. Alright, Gevre. So ik heb in de tijd die me darf zich zegenen en me darf zoeken goodbye. So kan je me easy no matter how many times I try. Ich gebe mal Schkoich bei jedem einen, was du gewähnt, eine lange Zeit, eine kurze Zeit. Viele wissen nur gewähnt, du ein bisschen. Viele wissen, wir können auf andere Tab gemacht mit YouTube an der Tab, warum ich meine dir. Thank you very much. Ich gebe mal Schkoich für alle Likers, Sharers, Commenters, Subscribers, and especially members. I really do appreciate it. A special thanks for Penny G and Sally for the schicken a Super Chat and sponsoring the Hunting Duff. So, thank you very much. Housekeeping, Hand Nacht, 7 Zeiger, at my guy live. And du wirst etwas schicken für die Unboxing für nächste Woche. Ich gepinnt the address in the stats, in the chat. So that's that. Thank you all for being here. I really do appreciate it. Du willst sponsoren, wie heißt das? Adaf oder Stamazoya Episode. Lass mich wissen. Tuna to the sushi, exactly. Rice to the dice, you know. Ice to the soda. Other to the Spanisher. It's a joke. But if you get what I'm saying, yes? So, ob ich will, sponsern, lass mich wissen, sie will sein durch Superchat oder sie will sein durch QuickPay. Just let me know. You know what I mean? Pickles to the sandwich. Exactly. Tomato to the tomato dip. Blade to the blender. Geschmack mit Ruchnis. Oh, nice, okay. Egg to the chicken, exactly. Jetzt kann man umgehen, jede Minute kann man das umgehen. Jetzt kann man umgehen mit Sachen. But, Boss Nation Schkoich, fahren heran, chippen du. Alrighty, it has been a pleasure. Ze endigt zich besser wie Bungoim. So, Bungoim mit a bisschen anxiety. Me endigt a bisschen just mit excitement. So I really do appreciate you all. Schkof for jeder, so hit the like button. Ken. Until next time, stay kind to one another. Peace. A bit too much wegen the fungus, but I'll give you that.